Hello, everybody. Welcome to Nintendo Power Black here on Boss Network. I'm your host, and like I said, Eddie V. Joining me is Bossman himself, Mr. Courty Derrick. Hello, good sir.
Hello, I am here. I'm ready to talk about some new video games.
Yes, and we have the talented and tactful TikToker herself, Miss Courtney Wood. Woo! Hey!
Yikes!
I'm ready to talk about old games.
It was such a good. Oh, go ahead, Courtney.
No, I was just gonna say I spent a lot of time trying to play new games this week because I never play new games. So I was like, you know what? Sticking it to the sleep schedule and playing new games. So I have not one, not two, but 3 new video games to talk about.
Wow.
Also, 2 old ones to talk about. So gear up, everybody, because we're doing a lot of playing with power and not a lot of news because,
yes.
look, it's October and games are dropping and news is not.
Yes. Yeah, I was such a good hype mood. I have literally just get this out the way, everybody. I have been working a lot. And I'm literally talking about
That's not true.
almost for
Don't let 'em
10
lie to you
days
guys.
straight. I've been working. But you know what? We're not gonna have this conversation yet. But I'm so hyped to be back in the building with you, Corey and Courtney. Just happy to, be able to podcast with you guys. Be able to talk to you listeners and viewers. Hopefully you guys had a great week, had a great weekend. Got to play some games. Fall, of course, is here. I know different parts of the country, it has been rainy and kind of, the warm and everything. We had a beautiful weekend. Our leaves are falling here in Illinois, and it's just like, I wish I could be outside, play some Nintendo on my OLED, and just enjoying the breeze and everything. I really wish I could, but sadly I had to work. But before we get into everything, everybody, Courtney, how was your weekend?
It was good. It was pretty nice. I didn't work for 2 days. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to rub that in your face, but
No, she was
That's
too
okay.
busy racing trains, as we saw in our group chat.
oh yeah, I spent like 2 hours behind a train track too.
Ah,
That was not fun. We had to call the cops. And we're like, hey, can you move this train? Because everyone's been sitting here, And then 15 minutes they moved it.
That's
what was they doing?
They just parked it. They were taking their lunch break or something at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah, it was definitely not fun.
That's
wasn't.
I saw that picture. I'm like, to be fair, where I used to work, been there. I've been there.
I was told to take this new route because it was greeny. It was not too much city because I live in a lot of brick, a lot of concrete, and they were like, oh, take this route. This is gonna be a great route for you. I'm like, okay. And the train, I was like, oh, that's a cute train. And wait, why are you stopping? I've never seen a train stop. I was like, okay, it's gonna move. And never moved.
So where I go to work to avoid the train, I had to go almost 5 minutes out of my way, go over that train, and then go back that 5 minutes that I drove out the other way. So adds time because anywhere that I go to get to my job, there is a train because it's by the highway. And if they stop, both sides are backed up. So we would have that's getting to my job. At my job, it's that same train, but then we got another train 2 minutes up that does a freight train and the Metro and Amtrak all at the same time on the same line. So, and that could back up all the way to the highway. So if anything happens, if ambulance or fire truck need to come and all of that is blocking it, nobody can go nowhere because we're right by a hospital also. So yeah, fun times like that.
Fun times, he
Corey,
says. Fun times, he says.
Corey, how was
No.
your weekend?
It was fine. We didn't really do a lot. A lot of finalizing some plans for vacation and a lot of just prepping for stuff and making sure everything's good to go, making sure everything is just ready to go. We did let's see, what did we do? Hold on, we did something on Saturday. What did we do on Saturday? Where did we go on Saturday? We did something as a family. What did we do? I forget. Anyways, we had some fun this weekend. It was fine. It was okay.
Ooh.
I watched the Browns lose. Also found out can't watch the Cavs on Hulu live unless they're on national television because Hulu doesn't carry Fox Sports Ohio, which is hilarious because Disney owns Hulu and Fox, so I don't understand why Hulu doesn't carry Fox Sports Ohio.
That's interesting.
It's very upsetting. It's all right. I'm going to find a loophole because Cavs are actually good this year, and I actually kind of want to pay halfway attention.
Just a little bit.
Who's their big star on the Cavs?
Well, we just traded for Donovan Mitchell, so he's pretty much our superstar. So we have Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, Allen, and then we have Kevin Love coming off the bench. We have a lot of players. We have a lot of players that are like really good. The NBA is a lot of analysts are saying watch out for the Cavs because maybe not this year, but next year.
But next year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they have potential this year, but they're like, man, if they don't do it this year, next year is going to be their year, and I'm like, good. Not that I'm salty about the LeBron situation here in Cleveland, but we need a post LeBron push in basketball here,
Who's he playing for now?
The Lakers.
Oh, he went back to the Lakers.
So, yeah, he's 38, so, his thing is he wants to play with his son. So he signed a contract up until the year that his son is eligible to play in the NBA, and then he's going to play his last 1 or 2 years with his son, which is fine. So.
Cool. I gotta say one thing about LeBron that I actually got to give it up to him having his school and everything. I think his school is still going strong.
Yeah, it's right down the road from where I live.
So
it's like it's literally like a 6 or 7 minute drive from here.
Oh, cool. Well, Corey, we got some housekeeping.
Nope.
To do.
No housekeeping. Yeah, we do. We have some housekeeping. So if you didn't see on our social media feeds this week, we have officially put to rest standard definition. It's just, like we said the last week, it's becoming a lot of work, and we are just spreading ourselves too thin, and scheduling conflicts and personal matters and all these other things kind of factored into it. But putting it on hiatus, but we are supplementing our Patreon with the return of Talk the Walk and 1v1 interviews and a couple extra expansion pass episodes and these kinds of things. Ranking Nintendo is going to continue on expansion pass, so no worries there for people who enjoyed that. So yeah, we're currently working on other plans to restructure Patreon, but nothing really to say at this moment. But yeah, POW Block is going strong.
Woo!
Strong, I say. Building the team. You're the best around. No one gonna want to take me down. No? Okay. I'll stop now. It's fine.
That's all I know of it, so.
I know, that's all I know too. It's fine. Look, nobody needs to know. It's all good. In the hood, as they say.
Well, Corey,
No.
we also got some. Patreon producers to shout out, so let's give them a shout out.
Yeah, we do. Let's do a little shout out here. Sorry, I'm trying to share that we're live on Twitch. By the way, everybody who listens to the audio version, we go live on Twitch every Monday night. If you want to come hang out with us and chat in the live chat, watch us live, do our thing, maybe a little pre-show shenanigans, that kind of thing. Just throwing it out there. We don't really promote it at all, really, ever, except on like
Even
Twitter
though we
and stuff.
should.
Yeah, working on that.
Yeah, we
That's
are.
why we brought somebody in.
Yeah.
Because I'm terrible at it.
Just wait till Tuesday, tomorrow.
Yeah. That was a real cough. Don't bother muting yourself, Ed. It's fine.
Oh, sorry about that. I have my orange Fanta.
Oh, he's choking on orange soda. All
That's
right.
why I have a Coke too. Coke buddy.
All right. So yeah, if you want to support us directly, if you want to support Nintendo Power Block Expansion Pass and the rest of the shows here, you can head it over to the Boss Rush Network Patreon, patreon.com/Boss Rush Network. It is a monthly subscription service based program where you can support your favorite creators directly every month. We have 2 monthly tiers at the moment. We have the $1 tier, which is our early access tier. You get early access to Expansion Pass, the Boss Rush podcast, Boss Rush After Dark, Talk the Walk, and 1v1 interviews. But if you want to be a Patreon producer, you can subscribe to our $5 tier, which grants you early access plus a shout out on every show. So without further ado, our Patreon producers for this episode of Nintendo Power Block are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, my wife, Sana Dierig, Francisco Santillan, and Rebecca Jewell. I want to thank all of our Patreon producers. I want to thank all of our patrons. And I want to thank all of our free listeners. Remember, all of our content remains free. But if you are a patron, you get a few perks. Like I said earlier, new perks are coming. So stay tuned for that. We're going to try to bring back our community interaction tier now that Talk the Walk and 1v1 are back, to kind of encourage voting on which games and which games you want to do next for Talk the Walk, maybe for Spoiler Alert, which we are bringing at some point. We kind of got derailed as we were restructuring, so don't worry, Spoiler Alert's still coming.
I love spoiling.
So everybody, just so that you know, our first one is going to be Death's Door. So please get that game. Finish.
It's $9 on the eShop right now, so you have no excuse. $9.
Yes.
That's
still on Game Pass, I believe.
That's 2 mornings at Starbucks. Okay, you can
That's
just
one Chick-fil-A sandwich meal.
Chick-fil-A. Let me tell you, man. Let me tell you a little bit about the spicy chicken sandwich at Chick-fil-A. Okay, no, you gotta save it. Gotta finish this. Yeah. So you'll be able to vote on which games we do spoiler casts and Talk the Walk on. You'll also be able to ask Celeste some questions for her interviews, and Ed, if Celeste can't be there. We want to do more interviews. We want to do more things within the shows that we are focused on. So stay tuned for that. And then we're gonna create some sort of, I think, platinum patron tier where some of that will help out our our writing team funding and like giveaways and stuff too. So I just want to let everybody know what we're doing with the Patreon money, and let everybody know that we're putting it back into the product to hopefully make better stuff. And so yeah. Also, last note, we are moving our store hopefully within the next couple weeks to TeePublic. Yes.
Fancy.
I was gonna do Teespring, but it's way too complicated, and the quality is not worth how complicated it is. And I run my Destiny podcast store through TeePublic, and it is very high quality. So we're going to move it over there. I want to thank all of our free listeners as well. If you do listen for free, please leave us a 5-star rating or review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. If you watch on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, like the video, hit the bell, leave a comment, tell your friends, post it on your social media, your TikToks, your Snapchats, your Wiggle Woggles, whatever else is out there these days. I hear there's a new up-and-coming one. It starts with a B. I'm not sure what it's called, but people are supposedly...
Be real?
I don't know what it's called. Maybe. So, yeah. Anyways, that's our housekeeping. I know it was a little long, but there's a lot to get through, and there's a lot to cover. And this show in particular, I am very excited about some of the content we're about to put out for this. So, yeah.
Yes.
I may even play around with streaming some games. Ooh.
Ooh, that sounds exciting.
Yeah. Ed, you know how I put my launch switch away, right?
Yes.
Right. Well, last night I was feeling kind of good about playing some games now that we don't have, 2 shows are kind of packed away on the shelf for when we can bring them back. Mm-hmm. So I went downstairs and I got my launch switch dock and I got my launch switch Joy-Cons. By the way, nothing looks better on a Switch than the grays. Okay. I'm just going to throw it out there. I am a gray man. I love it. Look, I like a little color sometimes, right? I like the blues, and I like my whites, and I like my sharp yellows. But man, when you take this thing out in public and you are showing it off to people that are like, "What is that?" I'm like, "It is a Nintendo Switch OLED edition with the grays." And so, yeah, I slapped these puppies on. Oh, feels like home. Feels like home. But I also hooked up my dock over here because I'm kind of rearranging stuff to set up streaming. I did some test streams of Destiny the last couple weeks with my Destiny Discord, and went pretty well. So I was like, well, let's bust out the dock and see if we can do it again. So
yes,
yeah,
play Animal Crossing.
Nope, no Animal Crossing. Maybe look. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
If we bring back the the community interaction tier, maybe that'll be a thing. What should Courty play? And there will be a list of terrible games that I do not want to play, either horror games or Animal Crossing or whatever, and I will stream something. But until then, no Animal Crossing.
So let's blow this up so that he is able to get Animal Crossing and become a cozy streamer.
Nope.
Guys,
no.
Let's grab our hot chocolates and
can you see me and Courty play Resident Evil 5 together?
Dude, Resident Evil 5 is not scary, okay? Resident Evil 2 is scary. Resident Evil 5 and 6 and 4 are not scary. 2 is scary, okay? 1 and 0 are scary. 3...
I never played 0 yet.
Not as scary, but still scary when Nemesis pops through the wall. You're like, oh my god. Okay. 5, not scary. It's like, I mean, look how big Chris Redfield is, first of all. Okay.
Yeah.
So, just saying.
Punching boulders and...
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then he just keeps getting bigger. See him in Resident Evil 8? Ugh, he's huge. Anyways, I do own all the Resident Evil games now, though, except for 8. Just throwing that out there.
Oh.
Yeah.
But the spookiest game I'll be playing in October would be Luigi's Mansion. So.
Oh.
Dude, that one's scary. What are you talking about?
I know.
It is not scary.
Luigi is pretty scary, let me tell you.
That is hilarity.
What's bad is like if you put your headphones in, you can hear like your little heart go faster, and I think that's the scariest part of the game. You're like, I gotta hurry or I'm gonna die.
Have you seen the arcade version?
Mm-mm.
You know what I thought about hooking up, Ed? Is my Dreamcast and playing some Blue Stinger.
Ooh, yes.
We should do that because I've been I actually so you know how I got rid of Illbleed like a year and a half ago for like $150. You know that
Yeah.
game's going for over $400 now.
Oh,
I bought it for $4, and I turned around and sold it for $150, and that was the going rate at the time was that. But now it's going for upwards of $400. I'm like,
I'm surprised Dreamcast games are that much.
well, I mean, they only sold 9 million units, and
But
like the games weren't out much. They were only like the games were literally only out for like 3 years max. You know.
but you would think like Soul Calibur, Marvel vs. Capcom 2
Yeah, but they
would be
made
like the highest.
Yeah, but they made like like a million of those games, right? Like Illbleed probably sold like 30,000 copies max. You know, an obscure, weird horror game without any like action in it. You know, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So,
I would probably say the Dreamcast Crazy Taxi is probably up there too. Because it has the original soundtrack on there, the licensed
dude,
music.
I have that too. I have Crazy Taxi 1 and 2 for
Do
Dreamcast.
not get rid of that game at all.
I'm not. I'm creating a curated Dreamcast list of games, right? Illbleed's not on that list. That game is terrible. I don't know why people want it. Blue Stinger is also terrible, but at least it was like not terrible at the time. You know? You know how games don't age well.
Just imagine when your kids grow up, you know,
Yeah, they're gonna be.
and you still have those copies.
Look, their grandkids aren't gonna have to work a day in their lives. Okay, they're gonna sell.
Oh yeah.
Look, they're gonna sell all my games, which is fine. Whatever. I won't be here. I'll be dead. Whatever. I'll be growing new trees, or I don't know, being eaten by lions.
Carry
I
them
don't.
with you.
I thought about it. I thought about like, and this is gonna get real morbid for a second, but it's fine. Casket, drawers in my casket where all my game systems can just be put, in there.
Oh my god.
It's like an Egyptian king who takes all of his stuff with him when he dies in the pyramid, and then he uses it in the afterlife.
I can't.
Oh, you're telling me when I go to the big pearly gates, they're not going to welcome me with open arms when I bring a copy of Mario 2 in there? Okay, come on.
I could just see Jesus be like, "Ooh, you got Mario too?"
And grabbing all
Come
of
on
them,
in.
like, can I bring these with me?
Right.
No, he looks at me. He's like, "I'm Peach." I'm like, "Okay, well, you are God, I guess. So, whatever. What am I gonna do? Say no? I don't want to go to hell. It's my one chance. I gotta make a good impression."
Right?
But everybody, it's time for Snacktendo. Yes. Courty, what have you been snacking on?
All right, Ed. Well, buckle up, okay? So, Saturday we were trying to figure out what we wanted to eat, right? And we were like, "Man, we gotta figure this out, okay?" And so my daughter had a Halloween party at her ballet system, at her ballet studio, right?
Company.
And they had a good time. It was there for like 2 hours, and my wife's like, "What are we gonna do for dinner?" I'm like, "I don't know." And she was like, "Well, what do you want?" I'm like, "You know what sounds really good? Chipotle sounds good." And boy, was I correct. It's been a while since I've had Chipotle, because like when you order through the app and then it tells you it's not gonna be ready for like an hour, and then you can go get it 45 minutes later and it's ice cold because they literally made it as soon as you ordered it, that kind of thing. Well, my wife went to Chipotle and she went in the store this time. And I was like, okay, well, that's good. And she brought home this burrito, man. A steak burrito with corn, with black beans, with green peppers and onions, extra cheese, hot salsa, chips and corn salsa. Oh my gosh, dude, it was so good. It was so good. It made my belly so happy. And yeah, man, dude, Chipotle, good Chipotle is amazing. That's all I have to say. Good Chipotle is amazing. Okay.
That's why I get the burrito bowl.
Yeah, I like bowls, but it gets cold too quick. And I don't know. I'm a fan of the burrito. You know me, Ed. That's my favorite thing in the entire world is a good burrito, next to some tacos. Right, like tacos and burritos are my favorite foods. Right. So it's like an elementary school, and they ask you like, "What's your favorite food?" I'd be like, "Burritos, tacos." So
Pizza.
I think for me with the burrito bowl is because the most time I eat Chipotle is having it like sent to me, have it delivered. Because there's a Chipotle across the street from my job, so I'm just like, okay, it's not going to be too cold, or anything. Why it takes 45 minutes, I have not one idea. Like y'all literally across the street.
Yeah. There's one real close to where I work too, and it's like super hard not to like think about it all the time. But also last night we got family pictures. That's what we did this weekend. We took family pictures. We took the kids to get like family pictures done, and after that we were like, let's just have like warm, comfy food. So we got like soft pretzels that you throw in the oven. And we had soft pretzels and cheese, and that was our dinner. That's what we ate. Soft pretzels and cheese, like a lot of them, and they were really good. My wife bought like the salsa con queso dip, not just like the regular plastic Tostitos cheese, and it was really good. You know what I'm talking about. The yellow plastic Tostitos cheese.
Yeah.
Look, it's fine. It's fine, right? Like in a pinch, but you gotta get the good cheese. Okay. Queso Blanco is also a fan favorite.
I always try to figure out where do people get the canned nacho cheese. Like
you work at Walgreens. There's probably an aisle full of cheese.
We don't sell it. We don't sell. If there's kind of any kind of chance, like canned cheese, it's the cheese whiz that you spread on the crackers.
No.
That literally is the only kind of like
It's
liquid
not by like
cheese.
the chip section, like Frito cheese or
Yeah,
something.
that should be over there.
I mean, we got that cheese, but it's that big. It's the nacho cheese that you heat up.
Oh,
Like sometimes some people add milk to it to make it a little bit more thicker
milk.
or looser and stuff. That's the kind that I'm talking about. I think you can get it at Sam's Club or something, but I just never see it in stores. So that's why I wonder where people actually get it from. Because they use that kind of cheese when they're selling their nachos, like at football games and basketball games, and like at schools and stuff. So that's why I was just wondering. Like, I always wonder where they get it at and everything.
We get ours at the grocery store. Aldi is a big hit in our house.
okay.
Yes.
So
I don't like all these.
What?
It's confusing.
What do you mean it's confusing?
The whole like area of all these, like at least over here, it's like the freezer section is the whole outside of the store. And then you have veggies on one side, but then you have surprise, we're gonna put veggies on like aisle 4 too. So you're walking back and forth. It's confusing.
Before they did the remodel of their stores, it used to be different because like when you went in, it used to be all the snack stuff, like cookies, cakes, and all of that stuff. And then when you actually got to the back, that's when you got to the milk and cold stuff. Kind of like another normal grocery. There's sodas and pops and stuff were all the way on the other side where the dessert stuff was at. But that cookie section, the oatmeal ice cookies, those was the anointings right there. I don't know if they changed it yet, but man, my granddad when we used to go there, we used to always get a pack there. That's when the Twisters used to be like the big fat pack Twisters. They used to only be like 99 cents. So everybody would hit all these and stick them into the movie theater.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, we used to hit all these anytime we went to a drive-through. Not drive-through, a drive-in movie. We would hit all these with the quick spend $6, have all of these snacks, hit in the back, went in, and then started eating all our snacks for watching the movie.
I remember my grandma liking Aldi's, but I mean, I think that's like the last time I went to an Aldi's, and that was like 2-3 years ago.
Oh my gosh, they have the since we're on Snacktendo, whoops. Let me tell you about Mama Cozy's oven baked pizzas from Aldi. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me tell you.
Okay.
Let me tell you. We get the 5 cheese blend, and then we buy a pack of pepperoni, and then we make our own pepperoni pizza. Oh, it's so good. There's so much cheese on there. And then on top of that, what we do is put the shaky Parmesan cheese on top after it comes out of the oven.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I love Aldi's pizza.
I'll definitely have to go back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mama Cozy's 5 cheese blend
Do-
or regular pepperoni's fine. They also have specialty pizzas. Their Supreme pizza is very good. Their chicken bacon and ranch pizza is very good. Their what was the other one? They have a meat lovers pizza, which is okay if you like sausage and ham. I'm not a big sausage person, but it's fine. Just saying.
Would you say it's top? Would you say it's top tier, Courty?
It's better than Pizza Hut, Ed.
Hey, I would not accept this attack of my character loving Pizza Hut.
Just saying. Anyways, that's all I've been snacking on.
But we will get one when I come over and visit. And we'll hit all these. Be like, let's get that pizza and the pepperoni.
Dude, if we ate at every place you say we're gonna eat, whenever you come back, dude, we're gonna eat like 7 times a day.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying, I'm on vacation.
Live life to the fullest.
Courty, you're not getting very good Aldi's love from the chat here.
No, I'm not.
Tori Hill says they love Aldi's. So
Yeah.
It definitely back in the 80s. It was the place. It definitely
In the
was the place.
80s?
It part of the,
nobody talks about the 80s anymore, Ed.
well, I'm saying in the
40
80s,
years ago.
in the 80s, it was Aldi's was the big place. Of course, the 90s it was still big, but like
I know.
Aldi's was like because we didn't have Walmart or anything. We had Dominic's, we had Aldi's, we had Jewel Osco, like and kind of like Pick and Save. Like those kind of are local grocery stores in the Illinois area and stuff. That was big. But everybody just went to Aldi's because it was affordable. I mean, it was cheap and it was affordable, and you get a lot of food. Plus, if you wanted bags, you could buy one, but they're like 5 cents. Or you could bring your own bags. So everybody would look at the empty boxes and take all the empty boxes and use those to stuff their groceries. Because it was cost efficient for Aldi's, not to be like, we don't have to spend money on bags or stuff like that. If you guys want a bag, you have to pay for it. Or you could just bring in your jewel plastic or whatever and just load up and stuff. Like back in the day, $100 would give you about 2.5 months of groceries at Aldi's.
Yeah, now it gets you about 2 weeks, but still.
Shoot, hey, it was the place for our birthdays. You wanted a hot dog, you was gonna get a Aldi's hot dog, and I was not mad at all. So. And Flavor Raid, I would say that.
They also have like a really fun aisle that's literally just like, surprise, we threw junk in this aisle, find something fun. So.
Yeah. So. Where's the Courty? Is that all for Snacktendo for you?
Yeah.
All right. Courtney, what have you been snacking on?
I guess since we'll speak of Aldi's, way back ago when I was shopping with my grandma at Aldi's, she used to get these cream-filled, like, wafers.
Yeah.
And we'd be able. Well, I found them at like Family Dollar. I don't know why. I was just walking around and I saw them, like, oh, cool. So that's been my snack. I make like a cup of milk and I stick it in there.
Oh, those are the things
Yes.
like people stir their coffees with and stuff. Some people do.
Yeah.
Do they?
Some
Yeah.
people do.
That'd
Like
be weird.
because it
I did
adds flavor to the coffee. So
Because that's the chocolate one, right?
mhm.
Yeah, it's dark chocolate.
Yeah,
They also make like
they do it in.
they also make like the hazelnut chocolate ones too.
Ooh, I'll have to try that.
Yeah.
I put it in
Yeah,
milk, and it's good that way.
we sell it at work. We got a lot of them because it's the Christmas time. That's when we
Hmm.
get a lot of those. Those are really good, and they're so just easy to snack on, just like a nice crunch or break
Yeah,
off. And ah,
Mm.
ah,
that's my snack for this week.
Mm.
okay. Well, everybody, just a sad announcement. People who probably been on my Twitter.
Oh no.
Uh,
Oh no,
the sad
Are you
announcement
leaving?
is no.
Oh,
he's pregnant.
Uh,
dang it.
oh, girl, bye.
Not mine.
We'll
Hold
find
on.
out next
Hold on.
week.
Hold on. I had to be suburban, but my ghetto came out. Girl, bye. Of course, just like oh no. Our Corey,
What do you
our
want?
cookies, our cookies and cream Twix is no more.
I know. I've
Oh,
known
no.
that.
We're
I've
not.
known that for a while. I haven't been able to find them anywhere. It's all about the
Yeah,
salted caramel ones now.
yeah, and I don't like
Yeah,
those at all.
there's something about the way that this like I know people like salted caramel and that's fine, but like it's just like these taste like they're too salty, you know? And I get it. Oh, salted caramel, you complain about the salt. No, it's just they're just like too salty, you know?
Yeah, they have those also with the Milky Way. And I'm like, nah. I tried them to get a taste for it. It's not. It doesn't sit well with me, man. Because, Corey, I sent you those bags, and then like later on we stopped getting the bags, but we were still getting the 2-pack candy bars. We weren't getting the king size. We was getting the regular ones. And then I looked today, while going through the candy aisle, just cleaning up the shelf and everything, and they had a clearance sticker. And once we get that clearance sticker, we're not getting any more. And it's so sad because those are the best cookie and cream candy bars. I know Hershey had got theirs with the Hershey bars, but like the Twix cookies and cream was top tier. We could not keep those in our store at all. So it's just sad that it went away. I'm like, but for me, I finally had some Chili's baby back ribs.
Ooh.
Oh, it was so good, so tender, and of course, I actually got to have the
Uh-oh.
coleslaw. I never coleslaw. Uh-oh, what did I freeze?
Yeah.
Did you say something about coleslaw?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
Yeah.
have coleslaw?
yeah, they have coleslaw with their baby back ribs and stuff. Corey, I was on the verge of getting the Southwest egg rolls.
You made a mistake.
I know, and
made a
I think
mistake.
I'm going to. I think when I order next time, I think I'm just going to get that appetizer with a drink. Because their strawberry lemonade, like I said, is top tier. It's really good. But I was looking at it, I'm just like, me and Corey just talked about this, and I think I'm going to get some next week. Because just their Southwestern egg rolls at Chili's is bomb big, and I have to say I cannot eat it without that sauce.
Mm.
I need that kick. I need that spicy kick in their sauce to be on my egg roll.
It is very good, let me tell you.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
Have they still have the cheddar cheese bites on your menu over there? They
Yes.
took it off over here.
They still have
We
it on
only
ours.
get 3 big cheese sticks now.
What?
Oh, no, we still have ours.
That's unacceptable. Unacceptable.
I had some oh goodness, some sushi, of course. I had that. I had a Big Mac, and only because I haven't really been eating McDonald's that much. Only reason I had a Big Mac is because I needed something to eat before I went into work, and it was the closest. It wasn't packed and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then having a cheeseburger from Chili's also. I've been getting their like their 3 for $10 kind of deal and stuff.
Mm.
But yeah, I still got my Uno's pizza that I need to make. I was going to make it one day, but I had to stay at work. So I got a Uno Supreme pizza that I just need to heat up, cut that bad baby, and just go. and gobble it up.
Delicious.
And I had Subway. Subway got a new menu. I didn't know they had one.
Hmm.
But I had like kind of like this turkey ham or roast beef kind of sandwich. It was really good.
Was it the Subway Club?
I think it was.
I used to get that all the time. It's like, I think it's roast beef, ham and salami, maybe. Maybe it's turkey. I don't know. But no, it's like roasted. It's like the roasted turkey.
Yeah. Cause I had that ate that up. And they once again their chocolate chip cookies were gone, so I had to go get an oatmeal cookie, which is fine.
It's not fine. Chocolate chip or no sale.
The white macadamia nut ones.
Nope. I don't do
they're
nuts.
good too. They're good too, but man, their chocolate chip cookies is mwah. When it's nice and fresh and soft. Ooh, I have to get like 3 in the bag. I'll be like, don't give me 2, give me that good old 3.
At the Subway over here, it's always like staled and dried out. That's why I choose the macadamia ones.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what I've been snacking on.
I have one more thing to talk about.
Go ahead.
I forgot. Friday night. So speaking of Aldi, they have these, and I think I talked about them on the show before, but they have like the oven baked, like these little mini empanadas.
Yeah.
Oh, we had some of those too. Oh boy, they taste just like the almost just like the Chili's egg rolls, but in like little like Mexican versions of pizza rolls is essentially what they are.
Do you have do you normally have like sauce on them or anything?
I mean, they have sauce in them, so I don't.
Okay.
I mean, I have taco sauce, like I have taco sauce that sometimes I dip them in, but sometimes sometimes you just take a big bite out of it, and it, like again, like pizza rolls, like the outside is like kind of cold, but the inside is scalding lava hot, and just like melts your mouth. But when you take that bite and you look over at your wife after she said, wait a minute, it's too hot, and you look over after you take a bite, you have to act like it's not
the
burning.
one tear comes down from your cheek.
Yep. Why? What's wrong? Why are you crying? It's so good.
You're
I'm
doing
not
the weird like
the skin on the roof of my mouth is definitely not peeling off right now.
Right. But yeah, I think once this Saturday I'm off, so I'll definitely be able to go find some places. I do want to go back to Firehouse Subs.
That's the best one.
Yeah, it's an hour drive for me, but it's worth it. Yeah, it's
not worth that.
It's way in the Racine. I mean, it's closer to their Best Buy and stuff. I mean, and I could go visit my friend. I have friends in Wisconsin and everything. But it's been a while since I've been there. And I kind of want to try some more stuff from their menu.
Turkey bacon ranch with extra bacon, no tomatoes, and extra jalapenos. It's the only way to go.
I can't do jalapeno.
Well, you know what? Try harder.
Wait, what?
I don't know. That doesn't make any sense, but I don't care.
This is a good movie. I never thought of jalapenos on the sub.
Oh my gosh, I get it all the time.
No. You're supposed to enjoy your sandwich, not burn your butthole from the sandwich.
Sometimes if they have Chipotle ranch instead of regular ranch, I'll get that too. They don't always have it.
I believe it. Sounds good.
Sometimes you put some green peppers and onions on there too.
Well, I love green peppers and onions. Yeah. So actually, I do green peppers and onions at our local pizza place, where it's like my mom would do sausage, with green onions and green peppers and onions, and it's really really good because theirs is fresh, and they kind of grow their own. So that's why I'm just like, okay, yeah, because it tastes like nothing No other pizza places around here. So,
Hmm.
well, everybody, it's time for Play with Power. Courtney, what have you been playing with Power?
Right now, it's been Life is Strange: True Colors and Fall Guys. Been playing both those right now.
How is
I
Life is
need to.
Strange?
It's good. Like the stories, like off for me a little bit because it's.
Mm,
I don't want to spoil anything, but there's like not a real reason why she got her ability. Like I still don't understand that part.
mm,
Hmm.
Um, but it's good. It's
Nice.
good. I like the acting in it. It's got really good acting.
I'm those games are on my list. So it's funny because my wife and I actually played the first chapter of the very first game, and we
mm.
really liked it. And I was like, "Oh man, this is a game we can play together." Because my wife doesn't play games, and this is kind of like not a game, but it is a game. And then we never went back.
Yeah.
So, whoops. That was like we weren't. We didn't like our kids weren't even born yet. That's how long ago it was.
Oh
Oh
wow.
wow.
I can't believe Life is Strange has been out that long, but I guess there's 4 of them, so I guess it has been that long, you know. So, whoops.
Yeah. Um, I do plan on playing it soon. I'm going to be doing it on my vacation. I'm like, once my boss comes back and we work out our schedule stuff, I'll be able to start that up and playing it because I know I'm going to be doing it on Series X, so I'm going to be playing it there. And I probably hopefully I could be able to get it finished within 2 to 3 days. Because like literally once Life is Strange is done, it's back to the PS4. Detroit Become Human
Right.
and getting that ready. Okay, cool. Corey, what have you been playing with Power?
I've been playing a lot, actually. And by a lot, I mean I've played a little bit of a lot. Just because, like, it's been so long since we talked about new games on here that I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to try to play some new games here and try to at least talk a little bit about some of them. So I played Persona 5 Royal on Switch. The first, I don't know, not I, I haven't played long enough to even really like get into it, obviously, but like I think I played it probably the first hour. I'm really excited to see more, but I have 5 games on my list right now that I want to play, and I want to make sure I give this game my full attention. I think it looks really good on the OLED specifically. It runs great. It looks great. I mean, it's a PS3 game, so I mean, it's like if it doesn't run well on the Switch, then maybe I don't know.
That's just a PS4 game.
No, it's a PS3 game. Came out on PS3 in Japan.
Royal?
Yeah, or no, the original one did.
Oh, I thought it was PS4.
The Persona 5, the original, came out on PS3 in Japan.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no, that can't be it because Persona Strikers came out for Switch. And Smash Brothers came out for I mean when Joker came to Smash, Persona 5 was on PS4.
Amazon Persona 5 PlayStation 3 Standard Edition, $19.99.
That's weird.
It's not that weird. It came out. It didn't come out here on PS4 or on PS3. I mean, it only came out on PS4 here, but in Japan, because so many people, remember the PlayStation 4 only came out here. That first, like, in the first couple months, they allotted all of their shipments of PS4 to the United States and Europe. In Japan, it didn't come out until like 6 months later or 4 months later or something. And so a lot of the bigger games that were being released on PS4 at the time had to come to PS3, like Persona 5, which came out, it came out in Japan before it came out here. And they had to accommodate for both consoles. So.
And then did Royal come out for PS3 or just PS4?
I think Royal was only on PS4, but
PS4.
the original was only on PS3. Anyways,
Yeah, I just didn't know that it came out in Japan on PS3. I always thought that
Mhm.
it was a PS4 release.
Yeah. So it looks good. It runs good. I mean, you can like when you put it on the TV, you can definitely tell there's some uh what do you say modifications to make it run on the Switch. But overall, it really gives me the same vibe as Tokyo Mirage Sessions. I mean, they're essentially this similar games, right? Like, uh, it's very good. I would recommend it. I'm going to kind of, it's on my list to finish. It's not where I'm going right now because there are two other games on my list right now.
Have you been listening to the music of Persona 5
A little bit.
or not?
I mean, you
Okay.
know me, I'm not a big music person, so uh, I don't really, you know. Anyways, I've been playing NieR Automata, which I have played about an hour of, and I really enjoy it. I'm actually kind of shocked that I enjoy it as much as I do. Just because, like, sometimes you look at these games that the games media hypes up, right? And,
Hmm.
a lot of them kind of either have revisionist history or, you know, pack hunt these reviews and be like, everybody likes it, and if you don't like it, you're not allowed to be part of the group or whatever, right? So it's like, oh, I better say I like it because but so far I like it. I think the action is great. There's a lot of different camera angles thrown at you all at once. I mean, spoilers, I guess, for a 5-year-old game at this point, but like the game doesn't start out in a third-person action game. It starts out as a as a shmup, pretty much, and like
Yep.
that part was really cool. I knew about that, so I actually kind of know a lot of the story of this game because I was never planning on playing it. And a lot of the podcasts that I listen to have done spoiler casts on this game, so I've heard the story and the spoilers like 3 or 4 times at this point. So like I know all the main story beats and how you don't get the full story until you play it like 3 or 4 times and all the things, right?
Yeah.
But the gameplay is actually like really solid and fun, and I'm looking forward to playing more. It looks incredible on the Switch. It doesn't look like it's lost anything on the Switch. It's all the graphical fidelity is there. It runs at a very smooth 30 frames a second. I know we'll probably talk about that later, but very smooth 30 frames a second. No texture pop in really. It's just a very nice looking game, and it's probably one of the best ports on the Switch since I would say The Witcher. And like The Witcher made a lot of sacrifices for that game to run on the Switch, right? But this game doesn't look like it
Yeah.
really sacrificed anything, aside
I
from
think we was talking about that, Corey. That Virtuoso was now that people say is the one to look out for
Yeah.
porting games on Switch.
Yeah, I mean, they've always Virtuous has done a really good job of porting games, right? Like they did the Final Fantasy games, all the Final Fantasy games they've done, and they I think they did the Bayonetta 1 port, and so like they did a really really nice job with this game, and I'm super impressed with the way it looks, especially because like the next game we're going to talk about, you can definitely tell it's a third party game, right? So kudos to them, man, for porting this game so well.
It's one of the most unexpected releases.
It's not
Because nobody
unexpected
was
though. They announced it in 2019 and nobody paid attention.
No, but the thing about it is because this when it came out at E3 that it was coming on Xbox, and like Square Enix messed that announcement up. Nobody was thinking about NieR Automata. A lot of people were still trying to get other people to play. Hey, Xbox players, NieR Automata is coming to your system. Go play it.
Well,
we wasn't just expecting a big game like that to come to Switch.
And I think this game really benefited from like word of mouth, right? Because it didn't see a lot. It didn't see really big sales until like this game has had a really long tail to it, in terms of sales, right? And
Yeah.
then, Xbox got it for Game Pass, which I think drew a lot of players in, and people started buying it for PlayStation, like the DLC, and people were just kept talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. And then the NieR Replicant came out, which, put a whole new light on the franchise, and now a Switch version. It's great. If you haven't played it yet and the Switch is your jam, this is a great version. Sometimes we
Yeah, I think.
go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I think a lot of people have put it on to buy list.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a high recommendation from a lot of like outlets and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
for reviews and everything. And they were just surprised. Yeah, I got my copy. People were just surprised that on how great it runs. Like if
Mm-hmm.
you look at a lot of the reviews, it's like a lot of 8.5s and 9.5s and 9s. Like it really got a lot of great
A lot of
reviews.
places gave the Switch version a perfect 10.
Oh,
IGN,
Really?
Nintendo Life, I think Game Informer gave it a 9.5. I think, this version is not anything to slouch at. And I think if you're looking for great Japanese games on the Switch right now, October is the month for you, right? With NieR and Persona and now Bayonetta in a couple days, right? Like good Japanese action is is available to you. Sorry, I was just thinking of a joke from work. It's funny. We have this we have this joke at work for potential clients called hot maybes. It's just for some reason it crossed my mind and made me laugh. Sorry. So yeah, NieR Automata definitely a must buy. I think for Switch if you like third person action games. A little on the difficult side, I would say. A little bit, not too bad, but it's definitely you gotta keep your eyes on a swivel, and especially if you're not used to this type of camera angle switching and that kind of thing. But yeah, NieR Automata, Switch, get it. It's good, very 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 good.
Yep.
The third new game on my list is Mario plus Rabbids, Sparks of Hope, and let me tell you. This game, it looks good. This game definitely shows that Nintendo is definitely a company that knows how to utilize their hardware, and a lot of other people have a difficult time making games look great on the console. Not saying that there's anything wrong with how Mario plus Rabbids looks. It's just like a lot of the textures look flat. And I mean, you compare the Mario model in this game compared to like Mario Odyssey, and it looks like they're running on two completely different consoles. But
Wasn't Rabbids on Xbox though?
uh,
Just Rabbids in general?
yeah,
Rabbids was started on Wii.
Raving
Okay.
Rabbids started on Wii, and then Rayman is multi-platform, which is where this kind of spawned from. Also very cool, by the way, Rayman is going to be a character in this game as a DLC character if you buy the season pass.
Yeah.
Very excited for that. But and then like there's all these weird Rabbids party games for Xbox and Kinect and PlayStation and Wii and Wii U. Like they're just everywhere. But Mario and Rabbids is a Switch exclusive because it has Mario in it, obviously. So,
Yeah.
but the gameplay is actually really solid. I think this game is a wonderful strategy RPG, right? Like the major change with this game compared to the first one is there's a couple new characters, but there's also, instead of the tile-based, grid-based strategy that was in the first one, they give you like this little area to free roam in every battle, so you're not stuck to a grid. And I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I do. It definitely adds a little bit more. It makes the battles feel a little bit more kinetic. It definitely makes moving into cover easier. just because like sometimes you would get stuck in this tile set where you needed to be behind cover in the first one and you were like one square away, whereas even if your little bubble that you can move around in is like kind of touching this block that you need to be in cover, you can get into cover, and it's like a really nice thing. They switched up some of the ways that characters use weapons too. Like Mario has this cool like dual wielding kind of laser gun thing. Luigi has a sniper bow, which is hilarious. It's just so stupid and funny. Rabbid Peach is a healer. She does these really good healing moves. She's not really an attack character, but she has attack moves, but she's really more of like a, hey, we need a healer in our party. This is what they're designated as. I'm in the first area, the beach area. I haven't unlocked the third character slot yet, which is weird. Like I can only use 2 characters right now still. But I've been wandering around this beach area there's actually like side quests and stuff in this game now, so I've been doing a lot of the side quests, leveling up my characters, and I've been using Luigi and Rabbid Luigi a lot because they're the best. Probably shouldn't pair them together in all honesty, but yeah, they're the best characters. They're my favorite characters, at least right now. So yeah, that game. It's great. If you like the first one, you're definitely going to like this one. There's nothing really revolutionary about it so far, but definitely more great strategy RPG. I mean, that first game was such a surprise, and it's no surprise that this game is better than the first one, right?
Yes.
Sure.
So yeah, this game's awesome. My one minor complaint is that like it just doesn't look like I want it to, like I said, the textures are kind of flat a little bit, and like again, it might just be like an art direction thing or something, but like I wish it looked a little better, but that's just like a real minor complaint. I think the game plays well. I think the characters look cool and fun, and the writing is great. The characters actually talk now, and they like make fun of each other, and spoilers, I guess, for the very first thing you do in the game, like Rabbid Mario lost his overalls and he won't come out of a bush because he's embarrassed that he's naked, and like you have to go find his overalls, and it's really funny. The writing around that's pretty funny. So but other than that, I played some Tony Hawk because Tony Hawk's fun. Man, dude, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 on the Switch is so good. It's so good. The soundtrack's good. Oh my gosh, it takes me back to like the 90s, and just so that soundtrack's so good. And then I'm trying to finish Link's Awakening as well. I have a lot.
Yeah.
I have a lot of games to play. Got a lot to finish.
Yeah.
So,
What it sounds like.
yeah. Also, I need to get back to Fire Emblem Warriors. Haven't finished that. There's a few other things. If we're gonna have a big game of the year discussion, guys, I gotta get on the horse and play some games that came out this year, because time's running out. Got like 2 months.
Actually, PlayStation's gonna be easy. It's between Horizons and Forbidden West or God of War.
Well, if they play anything like their previous games, Horizon wins for me. But I don't have a PlayStation, so not playing them. Maybe I'll get one of them fancy Steam Decks and play that when they come out there.
I want a Steam Deck.
I kind of do too, but like also that's a lot of money to spend on just like I don't like for me the Steam Deck is like an accessory that PC gamers buy to play their PC games on the go, which Courty, I know you play PC games, so it makes sense for you. For me,
yes.
My Steam library has 3 games in it. And so like and 2 of them are not compatible with the Steam Deck because of anti-cheat stuff, like Destiny, not
Okay.
and Roller Coaster Tycoon. So I could make a Steam Deck my Roller Coaster Tycoon machine. Oh, snap.
Hold on, but which one?
The first one. I will
Oh.
also 2 is also acceptable. Roller Coaster Tycoon. Roller Coaster Tycoon is actually probably the better game. Also acceptable. Roller
I
Coaster.
mean, if you're doing the campaign stuff, I can understand. Yeah,
No, I'm
because
fun.
I love 3 for just making roller coasters.
I don't like 3 at all. I put so many hours into 1 and 2 that when 3 came out, it just like it broke my brain that it wasn't the same, and so I just
Well,
didn't play. Also
I
play.
got 3.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, well, everybody, we have an optional opinion. Me and Corey talking about roller coaster tycoon.
Oh my gosh,
Um,
can we do an expansion pass on Roller Coaster Tycoon? Can we stream
I,
Roller Coaster Tycoon together and build a theme park together? Oh,
I could see
yeah,
it. Do
I can see
it.
it. We're talking about that in the future, everybody. Um, I did 3 just because of the options to build roller coasters without no kind of financial limit or anything.
here's the thing though. So when I switched from PC to Mac, I went to the store and automatically tried to buy Roller Coaster Tycoon, and it's not available on Mac. Only Roller Coaster
Oh,
Tycoon 3 is available on Mac. And I'm like, this is garbage. Where's 1 and 2? So you know what I did? I got really upset and never played Roller Coaster Tycoon again until my desktop is boot camped into Windows,
I was just about to say that too.
and then I played some Roller Coaster Tycoon. Now I had to buy a special mouse because the Apple mouse only has one button on it and like a swipe pad on top.
uh-huh.
So I had to buy the 2-button mouse with the rolly ball in the middle to actually play it correctly. Worth it. Worth it. Best
Yes.
$16 I ever spent in my life. $6 on
Yeah.
Roller Coaster Tycoon Deluxe, $10 on a mouse. Good to go.
Yeah. If you're doing the campaigns, yes, 1 and 2 is the best. If
But
you just like me,
I only like that first level, and I only play the first level, and then when my part gets too full, I start over on the first level.
yeah, I can understand. But of course, that off for what you've been playing.
Yeah, I know we spent a long time on that, but I got really excited because this is the first time I've played new games in like a long time. So
Yeah. Well, quickly for me, everybody, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I'm close to the end. I'm just doing some side quests. So I did make it to chapter 7. I did get some stuff revealed while playing it. I'm just like, okay, this was expected, but seeing it happen was exciting. Um, so I'm doing that. Last but not least, I am playing Alan Wake remake, but not the Switch version. I am playing it
ooh,
this on Series X. Um,
crazy that
now
got an unexpected well, we're
we
gonna.
will talk about that in Femi
I know we
News.
are, but man,
Uh, cause yeah, we'll talk about that in Femi News. Well, cause I bought it from Best Buy because they only had it for like $20.
Mm.
The remake. So I ordered it and picked it up. No, it actually got shipped to me. So I had it and it was just like, you know what? I need to start this game because I beat the original version on Xbox One. And I had a hard time seeing everything because it was really dark. And it may have been my TV. This remaster one, it's more clearer in a sense. I could like see it, and I'm just like, okay, this is. I'm able to play this game now. And I put it on. I already beat it before, but I put it on easy for this main campaign. I can't wait to do the DLC because I never did that part of the game. So the DLC is going to be new to me. And I'm kind of just like, man, do I wait for another sale for Control to play on Series X, like the Series X version? Even though I beat the game on Xbox One, it's like, do I spend the $20 that they do it on sale? I don't know and stuff. Because it sucks that my old copy it doesn't give me the newer version and everything. Because I want to see how it plays. The Series X version actually plays on the Series X.
Oh, you mean
Um,
like Alan Wake doesn't? You mean like the 360 version?
for Control.
Oh, for Control. Yeah.
Yeah.
I ended up just buying the Series X version of Control. By the way, that game, like, I think if I would have played it originally like the Series X version, as opposed to
Hmm.
the Xbox One version, that I would have had a much better time with that game, because that was my big problem. Was that game was like stuttery, and so much was going
Yeah.
on screen that it ruined the experience for me. Like, the Switch Cloud version played way better for me than the Xbox One version.
Yes.
Not that, like,
And
I recommend buying cloud versions of games, but they did provide a hour long demo, and it was like
demo.
way better.
And I wonder if the Series X fixed a lot of the problems.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
That
it
version.
it runs at a smooth six. It runs at a locked 60 frames instead of a stuttering 30. It
That's
has
good.
more particle effects in the environment and in the powers. There's
Mhm.
ray tracing in it, so like all the lighting effects are way better. And
Okay.
the character models are cleaner. So
Hmm. Yeah,
if you haven't
because I
played,
know that.
oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, because of like when I every time I pause and unpause, it was stutter when I
Hmm.
tried to move.
Yeah, that was
So
a
I
big
was
thing
wondering
too.
if
Is
that
like,
part got fixed.
yeah, that was the big thing too. Is like when you pause the game and you unpause it, it had to like load the game back in.
Yeah,
So
and plus I didn't do the DLC for that because I want to do that one too. I just want to because I know Alan Wake 2 is coming, and I kind of want to get ready for that. So that's why I'm playing like this remaster,
yeah,
and
there's a big
probably the
scary bug.
Series X.
There's a big scary bug in front of me on the wall right here, and I don't know if I should kill it or cry.
Cry.
I'm gonna cry, and then I'm gonna kill it, and then I'm gonna cry some more. Uh,
But
but
go ahead, Corey.
I was just gonna say, if you haven't played Control, play Control. It's a great game, and it's on sale. I think it's on sale. Let me preface it this way: if you have a nice PC, an Xbox Series X, or a PlayStation 5, play Control. If you don't,
Okay.
wait till you get one of these boxes that can handle it. I'm gonna murder this bug real quick. So I don't know, Ed, keep talking, entertain people
Don't
while I die.
don't mute yourself.
Well, so yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing, like playing. Um, I I still got my NieR, and like I was telling you guys, um, I'm getting my steel case for Mario Rabbids. Um, that's what happened with my Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. So I went Sunday to go pick it up at Best Buy. And
Yeah.
I was just like, da, 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 da. I'm gonna get my game. I'm playing when I get home, talk about it. I get there and they can't find my copy.
Oh no.
And I'm like, okay. So I'm just standing there. I don't have to be at work until 4 and stuff. And so the lady was going to cancel my copy, but if she canceled it, my steel case got canceled. So I was just like, well, is there a way to just have it shipped to me? Because like you guys are good when it comes to shipping. Like I could order something and it'll be here within 2 days, like at my house. Like you guys don't play.
Right.
She's like, yeah. So she's just like, I could do that, but it won't be there till Friday. I'm like, that's great because the thing about it is, I just gotta pick up. I gotta pick up Bayonetta from you guys. When I get home, my Mario Rabbids will be there. I'm off on the Saturday. I'm gonna have my pizza. I get to nerd out for the weekend. Like that
Right.
is my goal. So everything is gonna work out just fine. And like and she was just like, shoot, you might even get it by Wednesday or Thursday. I'm like, I know I'll get it. I would, and they
You
don't know
ended
what
up getting
happened.
it, right?
No.
Oh, not yet.
So
Okay.
right, so it's already paid for. They're just gonna ship it to me. They couldn't find a copy or anything.
Okay.
No, normally you would think that okay, if they scan it out and give it to me, that would be fine. But that's not how their system works. So if they cancel it, then I lose out on the steel case. Um, but I'd rather get that collector's edition, that collector's steel case, because that's what my Persona 5 is. 5 is that's what's coming up late, and everything. It's the collector's edition for Switch, um, and that's not coming into this Wednesday. So like pretty much get my steel Tuesday, my Persona Wednesday, and my Mario and Bayonetta Friday, and then to turn around. And I was just like, yeah, I'm getting this stuff, only to turn around to be like, yeah, I'll be back in a couple of weeks to get my Sonic and God of War. They were just like, well, we'll see you there. Like that, the Best Buy that I go to, the employees should know me by now. Every time they see me, they be like, oh, he picking up video gang. Like,
Right.
I, I, I'm sorry, Target. I'm sorry, Amazon. Y'all had y'all chances. Can't do it.
See,
Y'all jacked up
I never have a problem with Amazon, ever.
Amazon has jacked up in all my. They have delayed my releases, my pre-orders. They have lost my pre-orders, and I'm just like, there's no way that I pre-order a game from you guys 2 months ahead and did not get it 10 days after the game release.
Yeah.
Like that shouldn't happen at all. Regardless.
Uh oh. We have that time down so good.
We do. It's gonna be a TikTok for sure. Uh-ohs.
Am I back?
And
There you are.
yeah, an montage.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Ed, when are you gonna get that fixed?
I am getting. Once I see what my check is this Thursday, I should have a new computer by then.
Maybe you should stop buying all these video games. I'm just kidding.
What if I bought you all of these video games? Then what?
I don't know. I'd send them back. You know how I feel about you sending me things. It
Just
upsets
make sure
me.
they're open before sending them to him, so you can at least play it and then send it back to him. Be like, look, I didn't want this, you know.
No,
My shipping.
he'll hate me, and then love me, and then hate me because he's loving me.
Anyways, update on the bug situation, by the way. I killed it with my Switch case. Terrible decision, by the way.
Yeah.
But I smashed it because, like, right in front of me, there's a door right here, but we don't use it. So I kind of use it as like a bulletin board / whatever. But the door has like these little like cracks, like, I don't know, pallet crack things in it. I don't know, like an old timey Western swinging door type thing, right? And it fell in between one of theirs, and my shoes are on the other side of the door, and I'm afraid it fell on one of my shoes. So that's going to be an adventure tomorrow. Anyways, good times.
Yes.
Bugs.
So, so I'm going to have a lot to talk about with Playing with Power next week, everybody. It's going to be games galore for me. So,
great.
With that, everybody, it's time for Family News.
No, it's not. You missed a segment.
Before we get into Family News, everybody, I apologize. Courty, you have some show and tell.
No, I need some enthusiasm for show and tell, Ed. Let's try this again.
Everybody, it is time for show and tell. Yes.
That was better.
Courty, you got some show and tells to show us.
I do. So, I got me that NieR physical edition.
Wow.
I know. It's good stuff. Good stuff right there. And Persona 5 physical edition.
Ooh.
Yeah. Everybody oohs and ahs, right? So, here's the kicker. I'm leaving them sealed.
No.
Because I also purchased the digital version, so I can leave these sealed. Here's the thing. Every physical video game I've purchased since I started buying physical games again, every physical game I've had is sealed.
Until your kids know how to grab them.
Nope. They're in a door with a lock on it and not getting it.
I am still waiting for my Shredder's Revenge from Limited Run Games.
Oh, I got that too. I forgot. I put it on the shelf. I got that too.
Which one did you get? I just
got the
game
regular
or the
one.
collection?
I'm not doing collectors, dude. That for $150, that collector's edition was trash.
Oh, I got like the $80 one.
I mean, that's even worse. You
Yeah.
get less trash. Congratulations.
Well, because I'm waiting for that one. I'm waiting for my Stray collection.
Does it come with a real cat?
Disco.
That would have been hilarious. What if the Stray collector's edition was just a stray cat that they found and they just sent it to you?
then I feel gypped because I have 19 different stray cats around in my house meowing at night.
Well, look, you already
And
got your
I'm going to
you got your
look
collector's edition.
one day I'm gonna hit one of them with some soy sauce or some teriyaki sauce in a bag of rice if they keep meowing at night.
They'll probably
Yeah,
thank you.
just
They're
throw
probably
them
hungry.
tuna.
Girl, I need that tuna to I need that tuna to make my sushi to roll it up.
Oh no. So, yeah, no, but I just man, these limited run like they used to be so cool and quaint and stuff, and now like I almost feel like limited run is doing these things that just like aren't. You might as well just buy like the collector's edition of the game when it comes out anyway, for a different console. It just I don't know. It just
Well,
the Turtles one to me, as big as a Ninja Turtles fan as I am,
mhm.
that Ninja Turtles limited run collection was really disappointing. Like it was just like I don't need trading cards. I don't need pins. I would like I don't know, maybe the game comes in a turtle wagon, you know?
Right.
Like
Well, with them now being brought by that one company, like I really hope they turn it around because I'm just like, I hope you guys be able to produce more of your copies in a quicker rate, like even collectors or just original, and get them shipped to people. It shouldn't be almost a year after that game comes out, and then people are starting to get it. Because you can't say it's financial troubles because if you got all the retros that you got out that you put has been sold out, you should be able to use that money to get those copies made and then sent out.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, you know, the reason why your business is big now is because your physical stuff for Switch. Like those will sell out before the PlayStation or even Xbox don't really count yet until they start doing something. But your Nintendo Switch virtuals are going to sell out if and that's where most of your money is being made.
Yeah. Well,
Uh-oh.
good for them. Good for them.
So,
I mean, good for them being purchased and whatever. I don't know. I remember how excited I was when I found a copy of like Super Meat Boy and Ukulele from Limited Run, right? And like just having a physical version of those games was like, oh, this is what this company's doing. And now they're doing like these big, huge, like, dude, they did a limited run physical super edition of Doom Eternal. Come on. Doom Eternal sold 10 million units. That's not limited. Okay.
right.
I get the Switch version, like, didn't have a physical run initially, but like, come on.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's my rant about limited run. I'm glad that they're successful. I don't want anybody, get me wrong there. I'm just saying, like, I feel like they're starting to try a little bit too hard compared to what they were, and like what they were even 2 years ago was like something special, right? Where they were publishing these little indie games and giving these games an extra boost because people like to collect physical copies of their favorite games.
Yeah.
Right? And like Hyper Light Drifter, Ukulele, Super Meat Boy, and plus, like these games had physical editions from limited run, and it was super special. And now, like, it just doesn't. They're trying too hard, and it doesn't feel as special. So
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my rant.
Well, everybody, it's now time for Femi News.
Yeah, it is.
Cory,
So
take it away.
all right, so there's not a lot of news here. Okay, so we're just gonna kind of blow through some of this stuff. So initially, I have here Bayonetta 3 developers respond to voice actor dispute in an official statement. But then some other statements came out after I had this, and then she came out and made another statement. And long story short, somebody wasn't telling the entire truth, and it wasn't the company developing the game.
Uh-oh.
So
Or publishing the game.
yeah. So again, I want everybody to be treated fairly. I think the statistics we brought were pretty valid. I know Crossroads talked about it that week as well. We talked about it a little bit on Boss Rush podcast a little bit. Other podcasts were, bringing up certain like, okay, well, $1,000 per session for new people, 2,500 to 3,000 for veteran, like, not big names, but veterans in voice acting. She was a little bit more than a veteran, so she got offered a little bit more over 4 or 5 sessions. So like $4,000 over 5 sessions would be, $20,000 for 5 sessions, which is,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And, it regardless of whether or not you thought that was a lot of money or not, and if that was a fair treatment or not, the fact is she kind of lied about it, allegedly. We don't know. Gotta say allegedly, too. I don't feel like getting sued. Allegedly lied about it, and now things are coming out, like filings and paperworks and NDAs saying that she was offered more.
Mm-mm.
So, look, Jennifer Hale, I hope, does a great job with her. From all accounts, she is. But
I really hope that people apologize to Jennifer Hale. I really hope, because sending threatening messages to her and offending her was literally
to somebody who had nothing
disgusting
to
and
do with it.
unfair. Exactly. And I'm not great. And it's great that she put out her statement and everything. And she just like, I can't respond to anything because of her NDA, which I respected and everything. But it was just like, she shouldn't get the blunt of your upset of something that we don't fully know. We heard one side of the situation that really came out of nowhere, and now and then we get some more stuff revealed. Like, everything got unrevealed, and people jumped on her, people jumped on Nintendo, people jumped on Platinum.
Yeah.
It was just like, well, I'm canceling my pre-order and I'm just like, wait till the full story
Good.
comes
Cancel
out,
your
because,
pre-order. Maybe my pre-order will come on time.
dude,
Right?
all
Or
the people
faster.
all the people who canceled it sold out on Amazon. Other stores were selling out. People were just like, I'm still gonna go get my copy, regardless of what's going on. I'm still gonna get it, because we don't know the full story. And this is just, it was a bunker Saturday of all of this happening, because she didn't have to say anything. Why did you wait for all of this time when this game's about to come out for you to say something?
Mm-hmm.
You weren't under any kind of contract. They offered you something. You turned the offer down. You
Yeah.
had time to literally say something. It had been 5 years that this game been in development until we actually see something. And when we even actually seen Bayonetta and heard the voice and everything, you
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Do ba do ba do ba do do ba do ba do do do. There you
are
are.
back. Hi.
Wow.
So
All staying in the episode, guys. Not taking any of it out.
Editing. So it just feels that Jennifer Hill was treated unfairly. Oh yeah, y'all want to get on Kamiya and the way that he is.
Yeah, I mean,
that. I
look,
don't have to.
regardless of what you think of this entire situation, he's still like not the greatest guy on social media, right? Like, his social media presence is negative at best, right? I mean, he's just like, I don't know, but you can't blame Platinum or Nintendo for not at least providing the facts, right? Or at least not lying. You can think what they offered her still is unfair. You can think whatever you want about that aspect, but like, she ultimately allegedly lied about this. So, I don't know. It's
And who's gonna donate $60? No disrespect to any charities over there, but like $60.
I know what's $60 going to do. It's like when you go to the zoo and you buy a souvenir for your child, and do you want to round up to the next dollar? What's my 37 cents going to do? Buy like 3 pellets of food for your ostrich over there? I don't know. It's just sorry.
So it's
My closest comparison.
it's just I hope people just went and apologize and be excited for the game and everything. And also, I would say don't jump on Helena Taylor. Don't attack her.
Don't attack
for
anybody.
What she said.
Don't
Yes.
attack. And we're not. I don't think we're attacking anybody either. Right here. At least I'm not doing it on purpose. If you think I am, tell me. But like, don't attack anybody. Like maybe she thinks she's telling the truth. I mean, like, there's also those people who think that like what they say is the truth, even though like there's facts stating that they're wrong. I mean, and I think we all agree that we want people to be treated fairly, and
Yes.
that also includes the companies that are being questioned. I think we should all treat everybody fairly. I know that the world doesn't work like that, and it's a shame that it doesn't, but so. And also you have to take into consideration too, like on the pay thing, like a lot of voice actors do their own acting as well, like in mocap suits and extra facial capture work to get their facial movements down right and everything right. And for something like Bayonetta, it's literally just the voice acting. It's not moving in the mocap suit. It's not interacting with others. They're in a booth, and I'm not saying one is harder than the other, right? I'm saying I think one warrants a little bit more pay than the other,
Yeah.
So anyways, that's the cap on that. I will be buying Bayonetta on Friday when it comes out. Kind of.
Price is already paid for.
I saw, by the way, I was watching the new gameplay today stuff on Game Informer with Viola, the new character. Dude, her sections of the game look way cleaner and way better than anything we saw in those initial trailers. That game, like, it looks awesome. It's reminding me of DMC, like old school DMC.
Ooh.
I'm like, oh yeah, let's do this. This looks awesome. I'm oddly excited for Bayonetta 3 now that I watched that 15-minute segment in particular. Super cool. Let's see, where do we go from here? Nintendo 64 expansion pack has expanded its offering to Mario Party 1 and 2. I wonder if you can still mail in for those special gloves so you don't get blisters for using them. Yeah, I know Ed remembers the special gloves for Mario Party.
Yep.
Courty, do you remember the special gloves?
No.
Oh my gosh, it was so funny.
I don't.
So there was this, what was it, the tug of war mini game where you had to like spin the analog stick as fast as you could to pull it, and a lot of people were using the palms of their hands and just doing this on the analog stick.
Gosh.
And they were getting big circle blisters on their hand, so much so that like anybody with a proof of purchase of Mario Party had, like, you could write in a Nintendo, they would send you a Mario Party glove so that you could play the game without getting blisters. Yeah. So
yeah,
I wonder if you could still do that. That'd be kind of cool to still do.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious. They should just send those gloves out now with the N64 controllers.
Yeah.
That you can't buy because it's Nintendo. Why would they make more than like 4 of them? And also, who would want more than 2?
Yeah, true.
Definitely not this guy who is OCD and knows the Nintendo 64 has 4 controllers ports on it and needs 4 Nintendo 64 controllers, even though he doesn't have 4 friends to play Nintendo 64 games with anymore. Still want 4. Nintendo will not let me buy 2 more because I've already reached my limit.
Why not use another account?
I could, but...
Good. Same card, different name?
I could, but that would require me to spend $20 more. Maybe I will. You know what? Maybe I will. It'll be a burner account. Wow. Ed or Courty, are you going to be playing Mario Party 1 and 2 on your Nintendo Switch?
I am, yeah.
Maybe. I don't know yet. I won't know
It's
till
been
Christmas.
yeah, it's been a while since I've been able to play it. So it's just to relive those memories of playing this game. Yeah, I'm going to be playing it 1 and 2.
Maybe we'll play online. We'll stream it.
Man,
Stream it.
Mario. I think still today, I think Mario Party 4 for GameCube. I think that's the best one for me. I love Mario Party 4.
I didn't play 1 or 2. I played 4 though.
2 is often looked at as the best one.
Yeah, I played them a lot because this is when Hudson Soft was making the games.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people have a lot of affinity for 4 and 5 as well on the GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
I know 6 and 7 you had to use that weird microphone and nobody really wanted to use it.
No.
Because that's weird. I might play it. I might play with my kids. I don't know. We'll see. I'm trying to find that path into the games for my kids.
Play with me, Courty, so you can give me claps.
No.
Wait, what? No. Yes. Come play. I love your clap support.
All right. So speaking of games that have dropped on Switch, Alan Wake Remastered got a random drop this week on the console. Digital only, first of all. I know a lot of people aren't happy about that, but we knew this was coming. We just didn't know when, and this was quite the month to drop this in. We've already talked about how many games have been, and the price is weird too. It's $23.99. It's just such like a weird price.
Yeah, because it's a 20% off.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, because it's $29.99. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
yeah, this was weird. Like, why would you drop this out of the blue without no mention of a date or anything?
I think a lot of people like impulse buy things when they see things, especially older games and especially Switch ports of older games, right? Like, Alan Wake is like what 12 or 15 years old at this point. Like,
yeah,
I think the Switch is a great port machine, and I think when a third party port gets announced, people get excited, and now and it's available right now is a great marketing line for games for people to impulse buy. We see a lot of that with indie games during Nintendo Directs. We see a lot of that with other titles. So I think it was a smart marketing idea. I don't know how well it did. I know reviews are starting to come out and it's not getting great reviews, but the first game didn't get great reviews either. So,
because this is I know this is Remedy, but did they also publish it?
I don't. Remedy.
I wonder.
Let me see. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, because it was just. I think it was. What was crazy is that it was more confusing than people being excited for it. And I know a lot of people weren't talking about it. I think it was just like watching that Nintendo Direct. People were shocked that it was happening.
Yeah.
And so I think we probably would have been more ready for it if we had a date, or when the show for the Nintendo Direct saying it's after this presentation or it's releasing this Friday or something like that. If they would have gave us a heads up, we would have been looking forward to getting it. I mean, you dropped it on a day that like a lot of people are just not thinking about games and stuff. And if they are thinking about games, they're thinking about stuff for the games of next week. People want to factor in what they can budget.
Yeah. Epic Games is the publisher, by the way. I forgot that Remedy entered that 5-game publishing deal with Epic. So, whatever the next Control game is, Alan Wake 2. I think Remedy has something like 4 or 5 games in development, so that'll be through Epic.
505 is not doing Control?
Mm-mm.
That's interesting. I wonder how that went.
Well, I mean, I think it was just like a one-off deal to get that game out the door. I mean, 505 doesn't necessarily like own a lot of IP. They just fund and publish smaller games, right? So, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Alan Wake fans, congratulations. I guess you your scary spookiness on the go. Also, by the way, for those who are unaware, Alan Wake is connected to Control. So if you like Control and didn't play Alan Wake, I mean, it's not really a secret. One of the DLCs for Control is called the Alan Wake Experience. So
Yeah.
whatever. Speaking of spooky games, The Evil Dead is invading Fortnite for their Fort Nightmares event with a skin for Ash from The Evil Dead. So neat.
So cool.
Never seen those movies. Fortnite is not a game I play regularly, but skins are cool. Fortnite, I appreciate what they do. I think that game is... I don't think it deserves all the hate that it gets, even though I've been one to bash that game a lot over the years. I've grown as a person to appreciate what that game does, we'll say. Also, I buy skins that I like.
For me.
Here's the thing. I buy the skins that I like in the game so I can flip through my locker in there and look at the skins and not play the game.
Oh my gosh.
Also, I was really disappointed when Indiana Jones was part of the Battle Pass. You had to buy the Battle Pass and then you had to do the, what do you call them, the quests or the missions or whatever, and to unlock him. And I was like, it's too much Fortnite for me. I would rather just buy it. So that movie comes out in June though, so maybe they'll sell it then. Maybe we'll get old cranky Harrison Ford in Fortnite. Yeah.
I could see it.
So anybody buying the Ash skin for Fortnite?
No.
Nope.
All right. Our last story for the day before we move on to doc mode and questions. Shredder's Revenge has net $22 million in revenue thanks to Switch and Game Pass. So that's a big chunk of change for that game. I'm quite happy that did well. I hope we get a sequel, and I hope we get that AAA game that's rumored next year from Nickelodeon. Although Nickelodeon works a lot with Game Mill, which kind of churns out questionable content. I'm looking at G.I. Joe, looking at Ghostbusters, looking at anything.
But they say the G.I. Joe game was average. They said it wasn't too bad.
It exists.
Average.
It exists. It looks like somebody put it looks like they look like rejected Fortnite skins, and they're like, let's make a game out of these. Anyways, but congratulations to .emu and Shredder's Revenge and Tribute Games.
I wonder how much Game Pass played a part in it.
I'm sure they paid a pretty penny to get that game on Game Pass.
Because I know it's sold very well on Switch. Like a lot of people who were planning on buying the game was getting it for Switch. Then that means that PlayStation didn't really do anything.
I mean,
or didn't do as much.
I think the thing is with the PlayStation stuff, right, is that like if you own an Xbox, you're probably playing it on Game Pass. Everybody owns a Switch, so it's like the perfect Switch game. So like, and if you have PC and you have PC Game Pass, like it's already there too. So there's like three, I don't want to say better options, but probably three options for some players before PlayStation, you know?
Yeah.
So you're either playing it on Game Pass somewhere or you're playing it on Switch. I mean, that's my opinion. I don't know how true that is. That's just how my mind is working. So before PlayStation people jump on me for being anti-PlayStation.
I just thought that because this game, a lot of people want it, that it will all be equal around. I think Switch will probably just have the bigger hand because it's a handheld game and people are looking more forward to this to play it on Switch. Same thing with the TMT collection. People were just like, I'm glad that this is coming. I'll play this on Switch.
Yeah. Those are nice games to own. Those games are rough, though. Oof, boy. Anyways. But that's it for the news. What's wrong, Ed? What you gotta go? Are you leaving? What's going on?
No, I'm fine.
Oh. Did somebody bring you snacks?
No.
Oh.
It's the ghost
It's the ghost.
from last week.
Yeah.
My mom was playing the podcast and she was playing my voice. I'm like, okay.
That's nice that your mom listens to your podcast.
Hi, Mom.
My mom does not. She asked me if I still do my internet shows. I say yes, Mom. So, anyways, it's time for docked mode. Ed, do you want to take it? Do you?
No, I'll let you take this one.
Okay. It's time for docked mode. Okay, so
Okay, that was like no energy.
you're right.
You gotta give us
this
energy.
is your thing. Look. Okay, so this week's docked mode, we're just gonna kind of like. We've gotten a few new listeners over the last couple weeks or months, and we haven't really done this topic in a while. So we're just going to kind of reintroduce ourselves, and obviously Courty is new to the show anyway, so probably should tell somebody about her. But we're just gonna talk about gonna go one by one, like what our gaming habits are, what our favorite games and genres are, and franchises, and kind of reintroduce our gaming life to the world, because it's been a while. It's been, I don't know, probably over 100 episodes, I think. So,
Yeah.
so I mean, it's probably time. I'm sure somebody's news listened in the last 2 years. So, Courty, we're going to start with you.
Ooh.
Since you're the newest.
Hi, I'm Courty. They say my name's Courtney, which I mean it is. And my last name's Wood because it's on my Skype and I need to change it. But that's okay. I'm a digital marketer. I have like my own business thing, but I'm still kind of working on it, which is kind of fun. I'm a cozy gamer. I do Animal Crossing, Life is Strange. Next year I'm trying some new stuff, but not right now because I'm scared. I'm a big baby.
You know what you do when you're scared? You just do it.
You just do it. I'll do it next year.
Do it now.
Yeah, next
So,
year.
Corey, you gonna play some horror games?
I'll do it next year. Look,
Next
if
year
somebody
just
votes
sounds
on
good.
it, look, if somebody votes on it, and look, here's the thing. I own quite a few horror games, and I also have Game Pass, which has a few horror games on it as well. Am I going to go out and buy Dead Space? No.
Yes.
Am I going to go get Callisto Protocol?
Yes.
No. But if it's on sale for like $20 at some point, maybe I'll look at it.
He didn't say purchase or download.
I said what I said.
So we have to have a Twitter poll and you have to have a Reddit poll for you to play scary games.
What would happen is Corey would just give it to me, be like, "Yeah, play," and I'll talk.
Y'all just play together.
We could all play together. You know what we could do?
Play.
We could make Courty play it, and then Ed and I could just sit back and talk while she gets scared at the game. Anyways, continue. Sorry.
Oh no, that's pretty much it. I'm a cozy gamer.
But what are your favorite games? What do you?
Oh yeah. Okay, so favorite games. Let's see. I'd say Animal Crossing right now. Oh, Genshin Impact. I've been kind of getting into that now. I really like that. I like it a lot.
That
Games I don't like, I'll play though is Fortnite. I really don't like it though, but I'll play it.
Oh, that game is it's not coming to Switch.
What, Genshin Impact? They announced it. They just
Yeah.
re-announced it.
Yeah, isn't it on there?
No, it's not
No?
on Switch yet. I've actually
It's
been
been
waiting
almost-
for the Switch version to the point where
Yeah,
I'm just
people
like,
been waiting
it's
for it.
not coming. But they just re-announced
Yeah.
it though, so So
That's good at least. I know Fall Guys is free on the Switch. I've been playing that a lot. It's fun. We should play that one all together. It's not scary.
I'm gonna put a pin in that.
Put a pin. A Twitter poll.
Anyways,
I
well,
don't know. That's it about me. I have not really much.
what's your favorite? What's your favorite console of all time?
GameCube.
Good choice.
More of a childhood kind of thing for me, so I really like that one.
That's
Worst
fair.
game system would probably be the Wii U.
Oh,
Slander.
whoa!
I don't like it.
Why?
I'll play the
Slander.
Wii. I like the Wii. I don't like the Wii U.
Why don't you like the Wii U? It has the best library of any
It
Nintendo
does.
console.
There was just too many pieces for me.
No.
Yes, the
Oh.
Amiibos came out at the time, and I was like,
Well,
I don't
Courty,
want
your time
new
here has
stuff.
been very nice. We're gonna have
Okay,
to
bye.
have to gracefully exit you from the show.
I'll play it. I'm just saying I don't like the Wii U.
Oh, that hurts my soul.
I feel like that's something you should have said during the interview, but
Oh.
whatever.
That hurts me so bad.
There's just too many pieces.
No, there's not.
I'm gagged.
You don't have to
There's-
plug
I'm
any of those
gagged.
things in.
There's just,
I'm gagged,
Oh.
and my mouth is agape.
the library's good, yes. Don't get me wrong. The games, just the system itself is disgusting.
Oh, it looks just like the Wii. What are you talking about?
The Wii was literally the system and then the controllers. That's it. I don't think you could have played the Amiibos on them. None of that. Like, I just feel like the Amiibos just didn't do it for me for the Wii U. That's it. That's all I'm saying towards that. And it's just too many pieces.
This hurts my
There's-
soul. It
You
hurts.
have
It's a tablet,
have-
and then there's a thing you got to plug into the TV, and then if you want to play a specific character, you got to go and find it.
you have a right to your opinion.
It's
We will
too
leave
much.
it at-
No, in this case, it is not okay to be wrong.
I said is you have a right to your opinion, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Oh,
But-
that hurts so bad. Oh,
I like the Amiibos on the Switch.
it's the same
just-
console.
No, it's two things. Boom, boom.
Ed, she's hurting my soul.
Wii U, I'm sorry. See ya.
It
Don't
has-
want to be ya.
Oh, the games are so good.
They're good. I
They're
like
all
the
so
games.
good that they decided to re-release them all on the Switch, except for the three best ones:
Yeah,
Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and Xenoblade Chronicles X. Womp womp.
and they should have.
They will soon.
I love Wind Waker.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Love Wind Waker. Beautiful.
I'm still waiting for Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, specifically Twilight Princess. Waiting.
Lisa.
I'll wait for
It's
it.
not on the Switch yet?
Mm-mm.
No.
Nope.
It's about to be?
Nope.
Nope.
Then Best Buy's lying. I went to Best Buy a few days ago and I saw they printed up these copy papers for their Switch cases and they had a Twilight Princess one.
She might have unlocked some secret thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it's an accidental thing.
What if that's what they announced at the Game Awards this year? It's just those games are
And
coming
Best-
anyway.
Best Buy just done goofed and
That might be the best announcement at the Game Awards, and everybody will cut the show off.
I know. I would turn it off right away and pre-order instantly. Just saying. Just throwing that out there. Sorry, Jeff Keighley. As much as I like your super duper cool game show, I'm gonna go buy Zelda.
I know if that happens and I'm at work, text me so I can order it.
Um,
I would tell the customer I will be back in the next 10 minutes on Best Buy trying to order it.
Man, you hurt my soul on that one, Ed.
Right. Well,
Save
what
me,
about-
Ed. Save me.
Introduce yourself, Ed.
Okay, so I am co-founder of Boss Rush along with Courty and Jesse. I have been playing Nintendo since around 1985. I grew up with the Nintendo consoles throughout history. The only one that I didn't get, besides like the Famicom and stuff, because I'm a kid, I'm not in Japan, was the Retro Boy. That's the only console that I missed. Um, I've been doing a lot of handheld gaming and uh, console gaming with Nintendo for quite about for 37 years with them. Of course, I played all the well-known Mario games, Zelda, Link game, not Zelda Link games, Metroid games. But I also grew up with Mega Man and Double Dribble and Metal Gear Solid and Bubble Bobble and things like that. Outside of playing Nintendo games, my brother was the Sega kid, so I got to play all the Sega stuff along with him. And my mom, she had a Atari in her room, so I used to play games like Pac-Man, War, Pole Position. I had all of that. As time went on, my first game that was non Nintendo was a TurboGrafx 16. So I got to play Bunk. I got to play Keep Courage and Alpha Zone, Splatterhouse. I didn't get to play the Bruce Lee one game, but I used to play those games with the Hue card with it. Speaking of my brother being a Sega kid, I played the card games like My Hero and Ghost House. Like I used to play that. He also had the 3D glasses for Zaxxon 3D and everything. So I used to play that stuff. So I kind of grew up with gaming like ever since I was 5 years old. Big arcade player also with it. But my love for Nintendo has always been there, definitely on my birthdays and Christmas. And sometimes my mom would give a budget game and stuff, and I would just love it. When I got money and everything for my chores or whatever, I used to go to KB Toy Store and look at the bargain bin and pick games like that. So I actually had Rama Half on Super Nintendo for
Mm,
$20
gross.
as a fighting game. And I chose that over Snatcher because I didn't have the Sega CD and stuff. Um, as time went on, as I got older, I'm so sorry everybody. Also was a big reader of Electronic Gaming Monthly. So and Game Pro. I got happy because my mom bought me a Game Pro book for being an usher in church, and it was the Captain Hook cover. And I just looked at it, and I just like I knew I couldn't read it in church, but when I got home, I just like studied everything. It also had a breakdown of Street Fighter 2 for all the characters and everything. So I was just like, okay. Um, so that's kind of like my little gaming until I got a little bit older and started being able to buy my own systems and stuff. Um, was writing articles and blogs and stuff, not professionally for OneUp.com, which used to be owned by Ziff Davis, but that's kind of how I got into game writing with that. Uh, Later on, I started doing my own podcast after I met my friend. Um, at my when I used to work at Toys R Us. I met him. He got me into the podcasting game, and so I have a podcast called Optional Opinion and everything. During that time, I met Courty through DNA, and we was chatting on Nintendo uh, voice chat on Facebook, and then we kind of started following each other. We started kind of talking. Corey asked me to, would you like to do a Nintendo podcast? And years later, this is where I'm at.
Here we are, still
But
doing it. Who would have thought?
still doing it. But like my gaming habits and everything, I've always been into video games. I used to like Konami was the company to me. They was like Konami and Capcom, they were the games. But when it comes to drawing and artwork, I used to draw a lot of Capcom stuff. I used to just try to mimic their style the best way I could. I could never draw by myself and everything, but when it came to like video games from Capcom's artwork, I used to always draw it, not trace over it, like literally draw and stuff. Um,
Cool.
so that's kind of Yeah, that's kind of my thing. And then later on, while still working with Corey, while this year's getting more to game writing, doing reviews, and doing more just podcasts and stuff. So that's kind of like my gaming history about me. Uh, and there's more, but I just got to move forward quickly. Um, my favorite genres is JRPGs, beat 'em ups, shoot 'em ups, platformers, um, and action adventure, something. So stuff like Metroid or Iconoclast or Castlevania, it's kind of stuff that I like. But I will play Mario Brothers and stuff. I do love sports games, but it's got to be the arcadey sports games, stuff like Madden and FIFA stuff. They do nothing for me because they're kind of like real life sports. It ends up putting me to sleep. So sorry about that. Um, but and I do love rhythm games too. That's where Elite Block Agents came from Elite Beat Agents. But Dance Dance Revolution, uh, Guitar Hero, DJ Hero.
Oh
Um,
God, DJ Hero. I forgot that game existed.
Yeah, and then cause and then make my video stuff that I used to hear about with Chris Cross and Mark and the Funky Bunch. Uh, but like, if there was one game like DJ Groove or something that was on PlayStation 2 where you could make your own dance music and house mixes. I actually made a 15-minute track of a house mix on my PS2 and everything because I'm close to Chicago, so I'm a house head with that and everything.
He says a house
So
head.
but I talk about just shapes and beats and everything, and why I love that game so much is because of that dance music. But then to equal that, Forza Horizon 4, just the dance station on there. I love driving around just listening to that station, and I feel like for Xbox, Forza Horizon is kind of like the leading game for Microsoft. I know people love Halo, but man, Forza is just powerful with it. So uh
To be
the
fair, Just Shapes and Beats has a great soundtrack. Just because.
yes.
Tetris Effect too, by the way.
Oh,
Tetris Effect
absolutely.
Tetris Effect is ridiculous on how good it is.
You know that game's getting a physical edition for $40 in December, and I am purchasing it.
Are
I
you really?
am buying one.
Are you gonna open it?
No.
No.
I've literally been waiting. I mean, because I've been waiting for sales for it and everything, and now that it's like I got my Bluetooth for my headphones for Switch. I love playing. I get into the zone. Everything is like non-existent to me. Once I can play Tetris and I get into the zone, that's it. Like I used to play that faithfully on my Game Boy and on the NES. I could just spend hours playing it. And I know
Oh,
there's
wow.
Tetris 99, but man, the music in Tetris Effect, I just be rocking out. And just like, man, I'm in it. Like, I just want to hear the beats and stuff, but I still trying to make four lines and all of this and stuff with it. I will say, uh, one of my favorite franchises, of course, is the Mario series, Legend of Zelda, Link, and stuff. Um, I think one of my favorite series from Nintendo uh that I just gotta I gotta say it's just Elite Beat Agents. Like I love that game. I'm sorry, Elite Beat Agents and Hotel Dust Room 212 or 213. I love mystery games. I just love them, and those like some of my favorites. And of course, Super Mario 3D World. Like
Oh,
that's
that game's the
that
best 3D Mario game. Oh, I love that game.
it's so top tier.
Another game I still need to
Like
beat because I'm on the last level and I just stopped playing.
ah yeah. But like those are the kind of games that I love. Like I love Nintendo games. I just love their first party stuff. But like Elite Beat Agents and Hotel Dust 213 is what I love. Um, and I love the Pokemon series too, everybody. So don't act like I don't know because I buy a lot of them every time they come out. I will say the worst system that was ever made for me and I didn't buy the system because of it being the worst, was the Xbox 360.
Mm.
I got a lot of heat
You missed a
from
lot of
driving it
bangers on
home.
there.
Oh, for sure.
I'm fine with that. A lot of people missed a lot of bangers because the system kept breaking and red ringing and dying. And
How do you think they sold so many consoles?
of course, like it took 4 revisions of that system to work. By the time it got to the system that it needed to be, it was Xbox One about around that time.
And then that console screwed it all up at their launch. So
Yeah.
man, talk about a console that almost broke Microsoft. It was the Xbox One launch. Man.
Oh yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, I think a game that I actually yelled at and that kind of made me cry in the frustration was Strider on NES because you couldn't double jump off the wall.
Mm.
You had to do something and it was not working. Batman, the video game from the movie, actually did it right and everything. I was just like, this is so frustrating. And everybody already know what my worst franchise is, so
What is
Grand
it?
Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, really? Hmm.
I feel like that game is questionable content, and there's been better open world games. Like I always talk about Sleeping Dogs. I always talk about Saints Row. Um, like I just think that GTA is a very lazy series.
Well, you
It is
can't say
kind
that
of,
it's lazy. You just don't like it.
I mean, it's not doing anything. I mean, it's lazy in the fact that it doesn't leave you in a with any kind of impression or memory of that game. Like
That's
the only, I mean,
156
the
million
only
people say that you're wrong, Ed.
But see, and that's the thing about it. That's the thing about it. Yes, it's so well, and it's controversy, but nothing that was created in the game, no one talks about. Like the single player, like the main campaign, have not no one discussed it at all. Still to this very day, people probably can't even tell you what it is or anything from a story perspective and everything. Even the character moments, and I mean, and that's just Grand Theft Auto 5. But I just feel like Rockstar, you done better. Like, cause I love Max Payne 3. I love that game, and it tells a Norse story, and it's presented very well. It's very memorable. Nothing about the GTA games is very memorable, and it gets very cliched and boring. There's you already know there's going to be a twist to the game. So it's M Night Shyamalan everything in most of the games. They're probably going to do it for Grand Theft Auto 6, and it's just like, come on, y'all, you guys, yes, you know how the series goes, but you could create something better, and it just feel like they don't want to create nothing better. So any other open world games that come out and do something different, I kind of applaud more over the GTA series. You know, and rather people say I like it or not, and I'm upset. I'm just like, when have anyone had a discussion about the GTA game?
I hear a
Yeah.
lot of people talk about GTA. It's just we don't play in that space, so we don't talk about it, and we don't
That's true.
know people. We don't play it, and we don't know people that play it often. And, I mean,
Mhm.
I think, yeah, we can not have this discussion right now because we got other things to talk about. But
Find
Yeah.
out next week.
Mhm.
All about Grand Theft Auto.
yeah,
So
Ed's leading
that's
the
just
discussion.
so that's just something about me. And like I said, I love games. I love hosting Nintendo Pop. Like I love talking about Nintendo and just games in general and stuff. And I know I'm an Aries. I get competitive. I get into my
Mhm.
mindset that I should be right and no one else. I'm learning. I'm trying to change that. I'm
That's
trying to
that's the
be
truest
more
statement I've ever heard.
But like what you just said about me not liking the Wii U, that is your opinion, and I'm okay with it.
Hmm. I'm not okay with it.
Yes.
I almost forgot
So
about that already, actually.
yes.
Oh
So
man.
that is me.
Great. Um oh, I guess I should go.
Yep, you're
I'll make
next.
this quick cuz we have some questions I want to answer.
Do, do,
Uh
do.
so I guess, for me, I really like Nintendo games because like I don't know, Nintendo, and I mean even Sega to an extent. I just kind of I feel like Sega at this point is just Nintendo adjacent, especially if you grew up in the 90s, right? Like it was always
Hmm.
Nintendo and Sega, and now Sonic is on Switch, and it's like, oh, what's this crazy world we live in? And then there's people that are like, Sega made consoles? What? Sonic? He's a movie. Um, I I grew up playing Nintendo and Sega, uh, and there's just something really whimsical about these games. Always has been, right? Even the games that are quote unquote darker in tone that Nintendo makes, like Twilight Princess or Metroid Dread or some of these other games. There's just something magical about these games that it just I don't know it not that something like I'm a big Destiny fan. Not that Destiny doesn't do this to an extent, or Assassin's Creed or some of these other games, right, that I really like. But there's just something. There's almost like a Disney quality to a lot of Nintendo stuff, and I don't know. Maybe that's me being biased because I'm a big Disney fan too. But like, there's just something really special about Nintendo, and I always lean towards these games. Zelda in particular, I'm starting to really appreciate and enjoy Metroid a lot more. 2D Mario games, Xenoblade, even going into GameCube with like, you know, 007 and Bat and Kados, and even the Sega stuff that started coming over like Billy Hatcher and stuff like that. It's just Nintendo is an interesting, sometimes selfish and what do you call it when you're kind of make your own decisions no matter what. I forget. My brain is broken. They march to the beat of their own drummer, and they just kind of do what they want. And so sometimes it works, like the Wii and the Switch. Sometimes it doesn't, like the Wii U and the Virtual Boy, right? But like they always are trying to do something unique, and that is always an attractive thing for me. So I guess my favorite Nintendo franchise right now is always kind of has been Zelda since the Nintendo 64, even the Game Boy, I guess, with Link's Awakening, but really started with Nintendo 64. Third person action games are kind of like my thing. I like a good story, and I like to see my character on screen. I know a lot of people prefer first person games, but like third person, I like to see what my character looks like and is what they're doing. I also like RPGs, and I love Mario Kart, those types of games. So that's me.
You know what you forgot?
What?
Your name and your position of Boss Rush.
I show up. My name's Courty, and I show up.
You jump straight into the games and was like, oh, cool. All
Yeah.
right. We
Yeah.
already know who Courty is.
Yeah, they should already know who I am. If you're not, hello, but you should know who I am.
Hi.
No, nobody wants that. I'm just kidding. So yeah, I guess that's a little bit about me. My gaming habits. I mean, I guess the Switch is like the best thing that ever happened, aside from the Wii U. It's just a backwards Wii U, and it worked way better. So yeah.
What's your worst console?
The worst console? Oh geez, the Wii.
Why?
I don't like motion controls.
Oh, really?
It's not that the Wii is a bad console. I just don't like motion controls. You're looking at someone who bought the Wii version of Twilight Princess and then turned around and bought the GameCube version and played it on his Wii so he wouldn't have to use motion controls.
Yeah.
And then I played the Wii version and found out you could turn motion controls off for the most part. I was like, okay, I guess I can deal with this, but yeah. Also, Virtual Boy is not very good either. Let's be honest. Let's see. It's time for question block. We want to answer these questions and then go to bed.
Yeah, everybody, it's time for question block. Yes. Yes.
Josh Martinez writes and he says, "What's the greatest Nintendo commercial? Mine are between the OG Smash Brothers one in the field, Robin Williams for Skyward Sword, and the reality show of the OG Animal Crossing." I don't remember the reality show for Animal Crossing. What is this? I don't remember this. I can tell you the grossest commercial, the Yoshi's Story commercial with the guy, the sweaty, really large man just kept eating and eating and eating, and then he got so fat that he exploded and all this green goo came out. That was gross.
I remember that one.
That was really gross. I don't know. I actually saw a bunch of Switch commercials while I was watching the Browns lose on Sunday. And they have like a ton of like celebrities playing their games now. Like Jessica Alba is in a couple of them. Christina Aguilera was in one. Like there's like real celebrities playing these Switch games in the commercials. You know, who knows if they play them in real life? I'm sure
Did John Cena do one?
Which one? What's the
John
new
Cena?
one?
Did he?
Oh, John Cena.
Oh.
I thought you said, "Did you see the new one?" I was like,
Oh,
"No,
sorry,
no, I did not see the new one. I did not see the John Cena commercial. I didn't see him." That's a thing, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
So man, it's what Nintendo commercials. I really like the Wii commercials with the Japanese men who come to the people's doors and they're like, "We would like to play," and then they bring them the Wii and they all play Nintendo Switch or Wii Sports. And yeah, I really like that commercial.
So, Courtney, did you want to go or?
I don't really have Nintendo commercials. Mine were more PlayStation or like the ones.
Are you going to talk about Crash yelling at the Nintendo's headquarters?
I love the Crash Bandicoot ones. I love those ones.
Those are pretty good. They brought those back when Crash Team Racing and the Crash remasters came out.
Did they?
Yeah.
I need to look at them. I haven't seen any of them that like I can remember, but I mainly remember the Crash Bandicoot ones. I love those ones. Those ones are hilarious.
Yeah, it was the I do have to say those ones were pretty funny.
Well, for me, the first one is the Legend of Zelda rap for Link's Awakening on Game Boy. I was listening to that in the car while I was going getting food. Another one is the cereal for Nintendo. The Nintendo cereal with Mario and then Legend of Zelda. Nintendo, it's a cereal now. Nintendo, it's a cereal. Wow.
I don't like this.
That one.
That's awesome.
And then the Silent Smash trailer that came out before Ultimate came. And then everybody started putting their own soundtrack into it. So you would have like Back That Thing Up by or
wow.
You would have
Uh-oh. Look at that face he's making.
He's so focused.
I know.
Oh, there he is. Hello. Nice sleeping.
Hello. Yeah, the Silent Smash one, because people will play will insert their own music and release it, and like Nintendo didn't really say anything. It was really good marketing, because people were just putting like Cardi Rae Jepsen or Boyz II Men, like just like any song fit them while they was fighting. So those would be like my three, but The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening rap is my number one.
Cool.
All right. Well, our next question comes from Sam Hall. He says, "Hey guys, Courty, welcome to the team. My question is, what are your thoughts on the Switch's prolonged lifespan over its predecessors? What are the benefits and the negative points from this?" So yeah, I guess the Switch has outlived every other Nintendo console so far except for the Wii, and it is approaching pretty fast.
Is it really? What about the DS?
Well, I guess if you're counting handhelds, it hasn't lasted quite as long as like the Game Boy and the DS, but Nintendo's home consoles have an average lifespan of 5 years. The GameCube lasted what? No, the GameCube lasted
4 years.
No, the GameCube lasted 5. Oh my gosh, the bug is back. Oh no, and it fell. Now it's on the floor. Oh god. I don't like this. It's back. Oh, my carpet's brown and I can't see it because the lights are off. Oh no. Don't worry, I'll just leave my feet off the floor for now. This thing is big. It's like this big. It's like one of those like centipedes that crawls out of your sink.
Oh, ew.
I know, it's so gross. Yuck. Anyways, that was super scary. What was I talking about? And the Wii lasted 6 years and the Wii U lasted 4. So Switch is coming up on 6 years in March, which is crazy because that console still doesn't seem like it's that old. But in terms of a lifespan, like I think the benefits of a long-lasting console is that like the longer you make games for a console, the console is going to sell more consoles, right? So that's more games people are playing on that console, and you don't have to reset your player base every 5 years, right? Theoretically. I mean, now with like backwards compatibility and digital releases and stuff, that line is kind of blurred, but I think that's a benefit, is that you can keep people in your ecosystem longer and playing games together longer. I mean, look at Splatoon's sales, right? Splatoon 3 sold something ridiculous. It outsold Animal Crossing in the first 2 weeks, right? Which is insane.
Yeah. 3 million, close to 3 million in 3 days. It's the number one
in Japan only.
Yeah, in Japan only, and yeah, it's the leading physical sale game in Japan.
Yeah, and I mean, we talked about it a little bit last week, but it accounted for 70% of physical sales, of all physical sales in September, which is crazy. But I mean, the negative point for me would be just like how old the hardware is at this point. Like just the tech in it. It was the tech inside the Switch was old to begin with, right? And you look at the Switch now, and the tech inside the Switch, even though the console is only 5.5 years old, the tech inside is like closer to 10 or older than 10 years old. So, I mean, it's getting harder for third parties to support it because the games are getting bigger and more technically advanced, and the Switch is still running on essentially Xbox One hardware, so I mean, probably less powerful than that, to be honest with you, in some cases. But overall, I think the benefits of it outweigh the negative, because Nintendo always knows how to utilize their own hardware to the fullest. And even like certain third-party games that are still coming out, like Persona 5, like I talked about earlier, runs great. NieR Automata is a near perfect port, I think. No pun intended. Mario plus Rabbids is still great. Nintendo's always going to put out the best product they can, So, I mean, as long as Nintendo can do it and the indies can be played well on it, then I don't think the Switch... It's hard for me to say that the Switch doesn't need a revision, but I don't think the Switch needs a revision. I would like a revision.
Didn't it get a revision though with the
It got the OLED, but the guts
Got
of
the
it are
OLED.
still the same. Like
Yeah.
it's not like the only thing it got was like a better battery, but it didn't really like change the console in any real significant way.
And the back part that comes out is easier.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
kickstand.
stand.
I forgot about performance enhancement kickstand. Boom.
I lost my kickstand, so
Oh no.
both Switches, I have no kickstands.
Remember when Nintendo was selling extra kickstands for like $20?
Yeah.
Were they really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can't say for this one. I think the benefit is that it's the support. Like people always wanted to say that, they wish Nintendo had more support
Mm-hmm.
and when it comes to games. And the benefit is that you are getting support from some developers, some third party, some definitely in Japan. A lot of Japan support. You're seeing Microsoft having a good relationship with Nintendo, putting some of their stuff on it. I think the only negative really about this is where do you start game wise? Because everybody who gets a Switch, the first thing you see people will ask is, I got a Nintendo Switch. What games do you recommend?
All right,
And then
so
you just give-
name 5 games that you would recommend, and somebody who buys a Switch today. Name 5 games that they should start with.
Definitely Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart 8, because that's mostly a attach rate game. Gree, Shovel Knight, and I probably would say, just to mix it up, like to put a third party game, I would say NieR Automata for like a Square
No
Enix third party
Splatoon?
game.
Okay, so my five would be Breath of the Wild would be 1, Mario Kart 8 would be 2. I would say Splatoon 3. I would say Splatoon 2 or Splatoon 3. I would say New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe. Quietly probably one of the best 2D Mario games ever made that nobody talks about because it was a Wii U game and now it's a Wii U port, so nobody cares. And then I would say probably, I'm thinking of like first party games in particular. I mean, anybody, you can go buy indies, you can go buy third party games.
See, and the thing with that question is that I tried. Yes, I did say Breath of the Wild and Mario Kart, because those kind of like most people would recommend that because those two games are like big attached rates to it, and it depends on who the gamer is that's buying it. I think I tried to mix it up with an indie and a third and stuff. So the reason why I didn't count Splatoon 3 is not saying I would have recommended, because I would, but someone who's starting out with the system, there's a huge back catalog of great games, and they probably will not play Action Solid's game, but NieR Automata is really top quality. That they probably will find like, oh, okay, I like this. What else have they made? Oh, they got a game called Astro Chain. I'll take it. Bayonetta. Oh, this looks wacky and fun. Cool. Splatoon. Oh, this looks kind of colorful. Occasionally they don't like it and stuff. So I think the recommendations is just like what kind of, if you're starting off with some games, you kind of want to get them a diverse cast. Yes, all the Nintendo first party stuff is strong because you literally could just be like Metroid Dread, Mario Kart, Breath of the Wild, Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yeah, but I
Splatoon
think
3,
stuff
and
like
then the ports and stuff.
I think stuff like Metroid Dread and Xenoblade are a little bit too, like, if you're talking to somebody who is just now buying a Switch, they're obviously not like a hardcore Nintendo player, right? 6 years in. They just think like, oh, the Switch is a cool device I can throw in my bag or something. I'm trying to think of players like that, right? And so, obviously,
and that's why I said depending on who the player is.
Yeah,
everything.
no, I agree. I'm just, I'm trying to think of things that people could, like, I don't want to say like,
because
easy.
It's
games,
hard
but...
doing 5. It's hard doing 5 games just straight for Nintendo because everybody gonna be like Fire Emblem 3 Houses.
I don't know.
Like
I mean, Captain Toad would be my 5th game. First of all, like I think that.
Oh yeah.
I think there's 5 pretty different games there, and I think they're all easy enough to get into and challenging enough if you're really into it, like collecting all the coins in New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe, or finding all the green stars in Captain Toad, or Zelda is just like, I mean, Zelda is Zelda,
And
you know.
and that's why I feel like that's the negative part for me because it's like where do you start? Like when once you start asking for recommendations, you're going to get bombarded with a lot of favorite games from different people and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so, how did you keep up with that if you're new to the system? I think I guess what I'm trying to say is sometimes it could be overwhelming when it comes to recommendations for games.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now it's like it's super overwhelming because there's thousands of games you could pick from, and there's like,
Mm-hmm.
and the quality of first party game is just unmatched. I think in terms of like the mix between like ports and new games, and I mean, you could even look at Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze as like hey, let's play a 2-player co-op platformer. It's challenging, but it could be fun, you know.
Yeah. And then trying to persuade people for NSO, I'll be like, you got 4 systems of games. If you missed them, so NES, Super Nintendo, N64, Sega Genesis, these are some classics that have made the gaming industry and probably some of your favorite non-Nintendo games in different genres. A lot of that stuff came from here.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's just the overwhelming of games
Yeah.
when it comes to
Sense.
recommendations.
Yeah.
Oh, would you go? Go ahead, Courtney. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just saying that it makes sense. I was like agreeing with you, but my throat got like.
And like Splatoon 3, you really gotta get into people's mind about that game.
Uh-oh.
He's frozen. He's frozen.
Like, oh,
And then he
Oh,
froze again.
there he goes.
And now he's
Hey.
thumbs up, doing his
uh,
thing.
um, uh, a lot of people who they might be scared by Splatoon 3 and stuff. I'm like, or Splatoon 2, the Splatoon series, I should say. You have to break their brain. Yes, it is a multi-online player, but it's not what you think. Your goal is to paint areas, not defend. I mean, you could defend and everything, but it don't get you nowhere. You must paint, and that
Yeah.
breaks people's minds because to be like, how in the heck multiplayer? When I think of it, is think of me shooting another person. Splatoon is not that. I win by coloring and what most ground I could get on. So I don't feel guilty stopping the other team because I'm running you over. I want to paint your land. That's my goal. I'm trying to stop. If I'm stopping you, I'm stopping you from painting so my other teammates can paint. That's
Right.
what Splatoon is. You got to break people's mind about
Yeah.
Makes sense.
that.
Yeah.
I would say my top 5 games like that I could recommend to people would be Animal Crossing for sure, number one.
Hmm.
You got to start them off small, something simple, do the tasks, get it done.
Don't play during Easter. Don't start during Easter either, because that creepy
No.
rabbit will chase you
Yes.
around, and that ruined everything for me.
Well, I mean, if you play till you get your house, you should be okay. Like, that's goal number one is get out of the tent. Then I would say is Zelda, Breath of the Wild. You still have basically like the games, like the goal in
Hmm.
the beginning, but you also have like a story. It's not just talking to animals, finishing the missions, and then now you're living. And then I would say Mario 3D World because I think it's with Browser's Fury also. So
Yeah.
it gives you a little bit of a perception of a 2-for-1 and a multiplayer. Then it would be Mario Kart 8. And then the last one, I don't know. I would probably throw like a little curveball, maybe like Detroit or like Life is Strange. Something that like gives you that story mode perspective where you can be the character and you can change your You could basically change the story mode if you wanted to throw something different in there. Say one of those
Life
two.
is Strange is a good one.
It is.
Life is Strange. Yeah.
All right, so we'll move on to the next question if anybody has anything else to say about this one.
Nope.
All right. Deshaun Malone writes in, he says, yo, what's up, my people?
What's up?
What are y'all's thoughts on cliffhangers in games? Heard some talk across pods lately and wanted to get yours.
I hate cliffhangers in games.
I love cliffhangers in games. It makes you want to buy the next.
I hate it. Give me the solution already, because the thing about it is, if your game does not sell, I'm not going to get the end of this game.
Really? If it doesn't sell?
If it doesn't sell, EA was terrible about this. You literally was at risk. If you left your game on a cliffhanger, if your game did not sell, EA was closing your studio. So you weren't getting a follow-up to that game.
Yeah, or you could do what they did with Army of Two and leave a cliffhanger at the end of 2, and then the third game doesn't revolve around these characters at all, and then you leave a cliffhanger at the end of 3, and then that series has not seen an entry since then. So,
right. So I hate cliffhangers. I'd rather you give me, like, Vanquish. I love Vanquish, and it ended out on a cliffhanger.
Hey man, Vanquish 2 could happen, maybe someday. Nintendo would have to fund it, but you know.
You could read all the Reddit posts and the fan-made ideas of how Vanquish 2 would have happened.
But I want to play it. I want to be shooting. I want some craziness. I want to see robots breakdancing again, like I did in the first one. I want some wackiness. And it's just like, I think for me is that as long as I get a conclusion, you could do whatever you want to in the second game, as long as I know that you're even. I would take a indie game or a small game as a follow up to something that ended up in a conclusion. You know, because Alan Wake, to be honest with you, ended up on a cliffhanger. No one was expecting Alan Wake 2 to be made. Half-Life 2 ended up on a cliffhanger. We still don't have Half-Life 3. Half-Life, the episodes that came out ended up on a cliffhanger. We don't know when Valve's going to get them. So when you do cliffhangers and you make gamers wait for years, it sucks, because the thing about it, your interest in the game or that history starts to wane, and it gets to a point where it's gone, where people don't even care anymore. So when you do an announcement, yay, it took you 15 years to do this. I just don't care anymore.
I don't know. That just kind of depends on how good the game was made, because if we throw it to movies, Hocus Pocus 2.
Yeah. As good as it was, and as good as, but I think for a lot of companies, video game wise, it's about the sales. Whether it's good or not, it's about the sales. Because there's tons of great games that are great, that whether they did 8s, 9s, the high reviews, mid reviews, whatever, they have done very well. If the sales are not there, that studio, that publisher is not going to fund the next game to come out.
Yeah,
they're going to find out. Oh, go ahead, Courtney. I'm sorry.
Well, no, you're fine. I get that, like the whole cliffhangers. If the studio doesn't fund it, then okay. But if you get enough hype on it, I feel like just the fan base, if that grows and accumulates by 10 years as it does show, you do get the next game. It just takes a long time. But then you also get like the little security blanket of what would have happened. And then you get everyone else's ideas of, oh, it could have been this. They could have brought Godzilla in it. Like, you don't know. And then oh, they could have. And then now those people, if they did decide to make a second one, then they have all those ideas to be thrown out. And they could be like, hey, this could be actually better than what we thought of 5-6 years ago.
Yeah. I think it,
Yeah. Sorry, I love cliffhangers. It
I
helps me open up my curiosity, you know?
yeah.
I think for me it's just going in that area of game studios closing
Yeah.
because they left that game on a cliffhanger and nothing followed up or anything. Like I
Hmm.
to me, I could do a cliffhanger for a game, but then give me a table read of what the next game could have been,
Mm.
or give me some kind of idea of what it could have been.
Well,
Yeah.
I think for me it's like I think you got to do the Star Wars thing where like the first game needs to be like kind of like its standalone thing,
Hmm.
right? Where it's like okay, maybe there's a universe here, but like the story kind of wraps up pretty, nicely. There's a couple threads here and there that like, okay, well, this happened, so maybe we could do a sequel if it's successful or whatever. But like overall, I think you have to go into that first game kind of telling a cohesive story, right? Not saying that you shouldn't go in thinking, oh, well, we're going to make this a trilogy. Here are the threads. Here's our multimedia tactics or whatever. Because I think you want to plan to be successful. Because if you don't plan to be successful, you're not going to be successful, right? Um,
Hmm.
but at the same time, I think you got to be kind of realistic in a thought process and be like, okay, well, especially for smaller studios or up and coming studios or studios that maybe haven't had a hit in a while, right? You got to say, okay, here's our one shot at doing something special. We got to really make this one game super special. And if it's successful, then yeah, maybe the second game ends on a cliffhanger and then the third game kind of wraps up the story, which I think is what's going to happen with Zelda. Spoilers. Uh and I think maybe that's how you approach it and then kind of tell these side stories or in between stories in like a comic book or a series on Netflix or whatever. I'm not one of these people who like every time like Silent Hill announced 5 things, right? When during that press conference.
Hmm.
I know a lot of people are complaining, well, why don't you just start with one game and then see what happens? What if it's bad? I'm like, well, these companies are in the market of owning these IP and getting as much out of these IP as possible, right? That's how business works. And so you want to get people excited for this IP again, you should probably have multiple projects in the works for them to be excited for. Um, and so
And
I don't think.
oh, I was just gonna say, and Konami has changed their business of having others work with their
Hmm.
IP.
Yeah, I mean, they're basically licensing out their IP instead of having internal
Hmm.
studios. They're basically doing what Disney's doing, right? But with their IP instead of, Mickey Mouse and
Yeah.
Marvel and whatever. So, which I think is smart, which I think, if Konami doesn't really want to fund a studio and all this overhead and office space and stuff, I think that's a smart way to do it. You give, Studio X, what, $50 million, $100 million to make the Silent Hill 2 remake, and, you'll do the marketing and fund the project, and they can worry about studio overhead and
Hmm.
paying them, getting their insurance if they're an American studio, that kind of thing, right? And so, I don't know. Why not? Why not? What's the worst that can happen? Konami goes back to opening more gyms and pachinko machines and gambling palaces, right? Like, whatever. They don't care.
Yeah.
So, uh, so that's my take on cliffhangers, I guess. All right. Our last question comes from RushJet TV on Twitter. He asks, what's one Nintendo franchise you could see go away and it wouldn't matter to you?
F-Zero.
I have an answer for this, and people are going to hate me for it, but I don't care.
For me, it's F-Zero. It's just
Hmm.
I think because of Wipeout and Fast RMX being out, kind of taking this place. I think if they just they shut F-Zero down, just be like, shove, we don't need it. I'll
Yeah.
be fine with it. It wouldn't affect me in no way.
Yeah. To be fair, F-Zero hasn't really come back in like 20 years, so it kind of already is gone.
I mean, besides Bandai Namco touching it,
Yeah.
that would be interesting if they touched it.
Yeah. What about you, Courty?
I'm trying to search it up right now. The company who made, what is it? Lost Kingdom 2,
Um,
developers. This
Uh,
is from Software Incorporated,
hmm.
oh
I
yeah.
think.
Oh no,
I
she brought
think,
up From Software. Everybody hide.
yeah, right. Sorry, I'm not happy with it. They had a really good story that they could have like portrayed out, and then they just kind of stopped it. They didn't finish the first one, they didn't finish the second one, and I think they ended up working on Diablo, maybe. They worked on
No.
something
No, it's Dark
afterwards.
Souls. Dark
Dark
Souls is
Souls.
their
Yeah.
bread and butter.
Yeah.
Demon Souls.
Yeah, they were like, oh, let's just jump on this, even though they had a
Yeah.
good
Armored
story that
Core
they could have
at that
used.
time.
Yeah. Well,
Was Lost Kingdom a Nintendo franchise?
I think it was on GameCube.
It was.
But it wasn't a first party. Like Nintendo doesn't own it or anything.
I don't
Not that I
know.
know of.
I
They
don't
kind of like lost it pretty much.
yeah,
Uh-uh.
I really don't know. I just know it was on GameCube. I don't really know the history of that franchise, to be honest. I just
Okay.
I know it was on GameCube. So um all right, here we go. We're about to get canceled. It's fine.
Bad.
Earthbound. Earthbound can go away. I'm tired of people talking about it. I'm tired of people hailing praise over a mediocre at best RPG. We got one entry here and nobody bought it. Does nobody remember 1994 when Toys R Us had it in their bargain bins? Like they had,
I was born, so I don't know.
well, you know.
Okay. It was Activision.
Oh, was
Okay.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
Um.
Earthbound can go away. I don't want Mother 3. I don't want Earthbound Beginnings. I don't want it. I don't want it. Stop, everybody. It is not a good game. It's just not. There's a reason why Mother 3 never came out here, okay, guys? The game's bad and nobody wants it. Nobody really wants it. This is a Mirror's Edge situation here where everybody clamors that they want it. It'll sell 5,000 copies and Nintendo will say, "Oh, look, you didn't want it, so no more." In all seriousness though, like I don't see the appeal of that franchise. I don't think Earthbound is that great. The music's fun, the characters are quirky, and I get it, but also like there are way better RPGs on the Super Nintendo that people should be clamoring for ahead of Earthbound and Mother 3, right? So that's my take. I don't understand the appeal of Earthbound. I've tried. I really have. And I don't understand Earthbound.
I think it was a game for its time. It was a JRPG.
But it wasn't. It sold less than 30,000 copies.
What I'm trying to say, it was a JRPG in a modern age. It wasn't about like Final Fantasy, medievals and knights and all of that. It wasn't trying to be like Fantasy Star or anything. It was something that was like it was marketed with the scratch and sniff. It came with the guy in the game because they felt like Americans would understand it. Like they really didn't market Earthbound well to get people excited. And plus, it was the Super Mario Brothers 2 thing that Earthbound is the second game, but to us in America, it's the first one. Earthbound came out of nowhere and everything. Like if you was gonna buy Earthbound, you was going to Kmart to buy it for like $10.
Yeah.
And then it became it's one of those not cult classes. It's one of those low key niche JRPGs where it built a community, and so with as many times as Nintendo said no, once they decided to be like, okay, we're in a new era, we actually have a JRPG fan base because we didn't have that in the 90s like we got this on Wii. So when they put it out, Nintendo started seeing those coins because of how many people talked about Earthbound and everything.
Yeah, I just
But
look,
I
if you
understand where
like
you're coming from.
if you guys like Earthbound, that's cool. Like I'm not trying to like rain on your parade or anything. I don't in the in the age where JRPGs were coming into their prime, and you got stuff like Final Fantasy 2 and 3, Secret of Mana, Chrono Trigger, and then you move on to the PS1 and you get like, Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9, and Vagrant Story, and like all these great RPGs of the mid to late 90s. Like, why Earthbound is the one that people keep going back to.
With that example, a lot of Square games was the only place that you got JRPGs. If you wasn't playing Square, you may play a Sega RPG, or you may find something that was real low key, But Square,
yeah, but I mean, even Sega was putting out, Beyond Oasis. They were putting out, Phantasy Star 2, 3, and 4. Like even Sega had some great JRPGs that, like, I don't know.
And that's why I feel like Earthbound is really because of word of mouth and everything.
Yeah.
In that sense, because like I said, as much as like no one definitely in the 90s didn't know there was no release date for Earthbound. It just showed up in stores. Nintendo didn't market it which means that no one knew what it was or anything. Like if you put out a Mario game, people were going to go and play that Mario game and talk about it. Then they would talk about Earthbound because they just never knew nothing about it. So they had to draw people in by putting a magazine. Look at Super Metroid. That was a game that, like, Metroid should not be a game that should have been out. It shouldn't got a part 2. Super Metroid should have never been made because it failed in Japan. But it had a place here, and Nintendo kept with it. And now look how Super Metroid literally changed video games in general.
Yeah, I mean, it created a whole genre, helped create a whole genre at least.
It's on the highest level of Tetris and Super Mario Brothers when it comes to top 100 list. Those 3 games are literally on top of a 100 list. It may not be it now, but you're not going to have a video game list without Super Metroid.
Yeah.
And that's from a series that's from a game that should not even be around at all. So I understand what you're talking about, Courty.
Yeah.
Your goodness, everybody, man. That just shows how much history I have been with when it comes to video games and everything.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I missed a lot on the Super Nintendo because I never had one, so that also may have a little bit to do with it. But I just I don't know. Anyways, I'm done. Get me out of here. Help.
There's one more question on Twitter.
No, there's not.
Uh-huh.
What is it?
It's by RXCD_live. What is their most memorable viewer?
I can't answer this question. I don't know what it means.
Yeah, I don't know what it means. That's why I didn't answer it.
Oh yeah, y'all don't have like a person that like is a fan or nothing.
I mean, Deshaun and Sam have been following us for a long time, but
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
So like crazy moments y'all remember with all the streams, or not streams, but like podcasts in general. Something that you're like, I remember this one. I would want to relive.
The only one that always comes to mind that Courty probably could agree is that we made a Metroid version of Helldivers, and we spent 2 episodes talking about creating that kind of game.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, that was we did that. We did do that. So,
and we just build on it. So that's.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of crazy moments, but
no, Courty, that and when Doom and Wolfenstein got announced for the Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
Let me tell you, me and Courty got together, like we hit each other up on Skype, and we were just like, "Dude, did you see that Nintendo Direct?" And we talked about that. Yeah,
we did talk about that a lot. So,
how many episodes would you say?
What for that? How many episodes were we in for that?
Like, how many episodes did you talk about for that one? Just one, or like
Probably like 3.
three?
Yeah.
I can tell you, actually. I'm going to go into the playlist right now. Oh my gosh, our episodes on YouTube are getting a ton of views.
Yay.
I'm surprised.
Well, if you're watching on YouTube and you're in the time and you're hanging out with us still, comment your favorite video game you've been playing this week.
Yeah, tell us what you're playing, what your things are what's happening. Where is this stuff?
Your
Yeah,
favorite
tell us things.
snack. Yeah, tell us your favorite snack. What game you've been playing this week.
What are your top
things.
5? What are your top 5 recommendations for a new Switch owner? And to give you an idea, give us one first party, one third party, one port, one indie game, and a personal favorite.
And even if you're not listening on YouTube, you could do this on Twitter, Instagram.
We talked about Doom and Wolfenstein 3 episodes in a row, Ed.
Oh, and Discord. On our Discord.
Oh, and Discord. I knew it was something else. I was like,
Yeah.
somebody help me.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, that's going to be it for Nintendo Power Block. Boss, thank you. Courtney, thank you. Courtney, where can we find you?
You can find me on TikTok and Twitch and Twitter, 40_yikes.
Boss, where can we find you?
Nowhere. No, you can find me at I am Courty HC on Twitter and Instagram. You can also find me on the Boss Rush podcast and various other things here on the Boss Rush Network.
You guys can find me on Nintendo Pop Block and Expression Pass when I'm not freezing. You guys can find me on Twitter at ThatRetroCode and on Instagram. Don't leave it like that because I feel like I'm losing my voice. Everybody, have a great week. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you next time on Nintendo Power Block. Bye, everybody. Woo!
Bye.
Goodbye.
See you next week.